And now, our feature presentation.
Did you miss us? Did you miss us?
Attention audience. Reed is here to pod. Zach is the news. Meech is here to report. And Brother James is a man of God. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Parental discretion is advised.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. First pod back.
Oh, my God.
Getting the blunt ready. Yo, welcome back for another episode of Outsiders Only 708 Podcast. We can be found on Apple.
What?
Spotify.
What?
SoundCloud.
Huh?
YouTube.
And don't forget TikTok, baby. That's for all the little niggas. You know what I'm saying? You know, all the teenagers and stuff be on TikTok.
The
so y'all
YNs.
go follow us. Yeah, all the YNs and ONs too. I seen this one couple on TikTok. They're very entertaining.
You know, I came across this couple, sexy singer, and they got some numbers after they shit, right? Whatever. Dog, the clip that was sent to me was them niggas singing some R. Kelly, and the nigga was looking at her like that. She was looking back at him like that, and they were saying some
They
freaky
old,
shit.
right? When they old.
Oh,
So the light-skinned woman right in the
Yeah.
Oh, you know exactly. That's the
Yeah.
couple I was talking about.
hey, I'm like,
And my man's be like, he be spitting, right? He got the hair loaded. He be whispering into her ear. She be like, yeah, baby.
yeah. I'm talking about that motherfucker. Old well still got some water in it. I'm sure it do. You feel me? I'm sure it do.
That's some love and commitment.
Welcome back. We are back.
Welcome.
We had some technical difficulties.
Man, brother.
Some shit happened.
Man.
So we took a little break.
Took
you know
a little
what I'm saying?
break. A little sabbatical. You know what I'm saying?
Quick disclaimer.
Mm-hmm.
If you follow us, if you are a viewer of the show, don't be surprised when Outsiders Only 708 turns into Bourbon Boys Network.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to roll out more shows.
Uh-huh.
We're getting ready to roll out more content.
Yes, sir.
So this little hiatus was cool. That helped us get to this place. To be
Facts.
honest with you,
Yeah.
I was already trying to get more content going on the page. But brother,
Yeah.
before we get, because we have an interview.
Uh-huh.
We have an interview today.
Yeah.
But before we get to the interview, brother, let the people know you got a show coming.
Yes, sir. So look, y'all be in tune before this month ends. I got a show coming out, and you know what it's going to be called? Relatable. Now, I'm going to explain that to you, but you got to come over there to get the explanation, all right? I know y'all fool with your favorite man of God, Brother James. You're my people. I love you, and I pray for you dearly. So come over there and come and get some introspective thoughts from your boy. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a solo, but I'm going to have many guests, many topics, anything. It's going to be a deep dive into me, your favorite man of God, the FMOG, Brother James. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be called the Relatable Podcast, or just Relatable. You know what I'm saying? So I'll break down the meaning on the first episode, but you got to come over there to get that understanding. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Oh. It's been so long since I've heard this. Okay, see, you don't understand what is going on with me right now. I have a testimony. The Lord has been dealing with me on our time away, our time off. I have been revived, rejuvenated, regenerized, and I am ready to pod. Amen.
Now, he's Brother James.
Uh-huh.
Tell the people where to find you.
I'm Brother James. You can find me at Brother James _14 on Twitter, or formerly known as Twitter X. You can find me Brother James 14 on Instagram. You can find me at Brother James on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? The personal, that's the personal. You know what I'm saying? But that's the one that everyone knows, the Brother James page on Facebook. You can find me on all of those places. Get at me. And don't forget, on the YouTube, Brother James. And I actually will be making a separate page for the Relatable Podcast. So look out for that as well. It's going to be called the Relatable Podcast. What's up? Hey, man, you see, every time that anointing... Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's my turn to introduce myself.
My bad.
I'm Reed at the Cloudiest, you feel me?
Uh-huh.
This will not be an Outsiders Only pod. This will just be a random content pod.
Yeah.
So a bonus episode for this week. We're kicking
Yes.
off. This is the first one back. Brother wasn't going to be able to be here tomorrow for the regular pod. Shout out to Zach. He won't be able to be here for the regular pod tomorrow.
Yeah.
So me and Meech running the 2-man tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
me and my
two
nigga Meech.
mans. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all always used to vibe too on
Oh, yeah,
episodes
me-
when it was just y'all two. I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, me and Meech, we have a good time.
It would be no anger or yelling or nothing on
No,
y'all pod.
no,
Y'all
it-
just be chilling.
We be chilling. We be chilling. So it's about that time.
Okay.
We have a guest.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
getting ready to call him.
Yeah.
Met this brother through Twitter.
Hmm.
Boy, I don't know how to work no motherfucking Android. I don't even know what the fucking power button is.
All right. So look, you see what you just did. All right. No. So you going through cars and stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
hit the power button.
This it?
Yeah, that's the power button. The big button.
Oh, and then hit the dot.
Open it back up.
Okay. There
And
we
then
go.
go ahead. Remember the code I told you earlier?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, cool. All right. We're getting ready to phone in our guest for today.
Yeah.
The homie Fat Liver Jones.
Yeah.
He's out of Newark, New Jersey. Avid listener of the show, avid supporter of the show.
Yes, sir.
I also support his.
Shout out.
He gave me a real shout out not too long ago. Nigga said I was looking like prolific and legendary in the pod game, and I'm like,
Hey,
bro,
hey man,
relax.
Nah, brother, you have an amazing track record. I don't know if you see, it's good to not be impressed with yourself
No, I'm never impressed with
and
myself.
let other people be impressed with you. Amen. You know what I'm
Amen.
saying?
Hey.
The Bible says that other men sing your praises. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
100.
I'm never impressed with myself
Yes,
because
sir.
I always feel like I could be doing more.
Hey man, that's how you should feel. That's how
Let
you
me
should feel.
find his number. You know, my phone. I need a new phone. I got a 12 Max. And phone,
Man.
motherfuckers, contacts is starting to disappear out my
Bro,
shit.
your joint be messing up the group chats, all of that stuff. It ain't even
Hey, chill.
mine no
Our
more.
shit-
it
our
ain't
shit-
even mine no more.
our
It's
shit-
yours, brother.
Hey, our shit fucked up because of you.
Nah, brother, I be getting all the messages. They be coming through crystal clear. You be, I don't know what this is. I didn't get the link. I can't open that. That's you. I am no longer the odd man out. You know what I'm saying?
Let's load this up and
yeah.
call Fat.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Hello? Hello? Fat. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, but hold on. I was trying to run it through this cord. I don't think it's going to run through the cord. Let me connect it to the Bluetooth.
Okay, cool.
All right, give me 1 second.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all recording already?
Yeah, we already recording.
Oh, yeah, we rolling.
Oh, shit.
No, it's good. It's good. This is the shit that makes podcasts interesting. All the little quirky moments like this.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Keeps it authentic.
Niggas can't get right. Hold on, this nigga can't get right. Nigga, you supposed to be a professional. I was ready to go too.
Nah, my nigga Fat. This finna be a fun episode.
Oh, yeah, I'm already knowing.
This finna be.
I'm
Did you
very
listen to
familiar-
his last episode?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
I'm
good.
very
good.
familiar with. I listened to his show.
Okay,
Like, yeah.
good.
Oh yeah.
Well, while he gets himself together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Fat Liver Jones here.
Yeah.
Applause.
Applause, man.
Oh, my bad.
You ain't doing your own job right. Come
My
on
bad.
now.
Rants with Aunt Dammit podcast
Yeah.
host Fat Liver Jones is here with us via
Rants
phone.
for that, damn it. Yeah.
He's here with us. And so we're working.
Rants with it, damn it.
Ah, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. That was the prompt, or that was you?
Was that you or that sounded like the prompt?
That was the prompt.
Oh
can you
shit!
hear me now?
Okay, I can hear
I
you.
was in
All right, so my dumbass had the mic wasn't on. I had it muted.
Okay. So we.
Hold up. We ready to go. I'm gonna just hit my clapboard real quick so everything line up.
No, go ahead, because we need that for the video too. So go ahead. No,
Yeah.
we got the
Let's go.
echo though. We got an echo.
Okay, hold on. Let me put on some headphones then.
Yeah, we got an
That
echo.
might be what the issue is.
Yeah, we
I
got
was
an
trying not to have to use the headphones, but let's see. Turn that up. What about now?
Yo.
Yo,
Yeah, we're good.
Yo.
we good.
Can you hear? You can hear me? Can you hear Brother James? Brother James say something?
Yo, what's good?
I hear everybody loud
Good.
and clear.
Yeah, we're
Cool,
good. We're
cool,
good.
cool.
Hey, hand clap.
Yeah.
Hey.
Can you hear the hand claps?
faintly, but yeah, I can. I
Hey, look at God.
Look at fucking God. All right. Yo, we've
Starts already.
got Fat Liver Jones here with us.
Yes, sir.
Now, a couple pods ago, my man gave me some flowers on his pod, and while I've got him on our pod, I want to give him his flowers.
Yeah.
My man consistently keeps up with a one-man pod as much as he possibly can, doing everything by himself.
Man.
Those episodes
Yes,
are
sir.
well produced. They're well put together.
Yep.
They're thoughtful. And half the time, this my man's, but I don't necessarily agree with the shit he be saying. But I can appreciate it because he's a free thinker like me. And so I can always
right.
appreciate someone having their own opinion and not just going with the flow of traffic, not going with the flow of what society deems to be right, wrong, or normal. You know what I'm saying? My man thinks for himself. So I'm glad we were able to make this happen. I'm glad we were able to put this together.
Yeah.
So it is the three of us. You know we coming off a little hiatus, so we need a dope show.
Oh, yeah.
Now, along with that, I wanted
Let's do it.
I want to get you two on the same pod because this is going to be fun. But before we get into that, Fat, we want to get into you. We want to interview you a little bit. We want to learn.
Pause, yo.
Yeah, that's crazy. You said
crazy.
get into you. My God.
He's got his prompts planned. He's got his. That's gonna be dope. That's gonna be dope.
What are we doing?
So, yeah, I did say
I'll
we
grow
want
up
to get
one
into
day.
you.
You
That's
did
crazy.
say that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is crazy.
Fat.
I get what you mean now. What's happening? Talk to me.
Fat.
Thank you, fellas. It is a pleasure. It is an honor. Trust me, at some point I will make my way out to Chicago so I can be in the flesh. Pause. if that's cool.
Pause.
Oh, man.
In the flesh is crazy.
What are we doing? What are y'all doing? What's going on here?
Niggas can't grow up.
Fat, take us to the beginning of the journey for you when it comes to podcasting. What was the moment that sparked you into wanting to set this fire that you now have going with your shows? First, let the people know who you are, where they can find you, and what you got going on, and then please answer the question.
I got you. So I go by the name Fat Liver Jones. Everybody knows me as Ant. I'm from Jersey. I moved around a lot, so I know different people in different places. A lot of people tell me I don't sound like I look, which I think is weird and kind of racist, but it is what it is. Yeah, as far as podcasting goes, it was about 2015. I think 2014 actually I fell into the rabbit hole of podcasting. Combat Jack, RIP. I listened to his entire catalog. Like I went all the way back to the beginning and just followed the journey, the progression all the way up through. And I was like, I love talking. Like this is my type of shit right here.
Right.
And when my first podcast was called Occupy Barstool, and that was on the hills of the whole Occupy Bar Street. Now, prior to podcasting, I did a little rapping. And
what? Nigga, you used to rap?
Okay.
I didn't know you used to rap.
Yeah.
What was your rap name?
Yeah, that was. I was Fat Liver Jones by the end of it. The beginning, I was Mr. Infamy, or Ant Damn It, as when I went into like this whole rock phase, this rap rock thing I was trying to do.
Oh, wow.
Rap
And,
rock. Okay. This nigga
Yeah,
Kid Rock.
yeah. I used to.
You know?
Ant Rock over here.
I used to perform with a live band.
Okay,
So,
that's
like,
dope.
Oh, yeah,
there
that
was a
is
point
fun.
in
Hand
time.
claps to that. That's dope.
Yeah, shout out to my brother Noel up in Vermont. Like we had this whole idea of basically taking rap and bringing this rock type style of hip hop beats to it. It didn't really work out, as you can see. I've pivoted. But towards the end of that, I went into this whole Fat Liver Jones phase, which is a gift and a curse, because I literally fell into what it means to be Fat Liver Jones. Like I was the drinker. I knew everything about it. Like my Instagram used to be nothing but like beer, and my whole thing was trying different beer and putting people on to just drinking in general.
Oh, you was an
that
IPA
was my
nigga?
whole thing. I was the OG IPA,
Okay,
not
okay.
before this gentrified
Yeah,
IPA.
before this bullshit
Too many
that's out here.
IPAs out here.
Okay.
Yeah, man, stepped on. But so my when I moved into the Fat Liver Jones thing, this was on the cusp of, I think, Occupy Wall Street when that was going on.
Okay.
So my thing was, we're gonna occupy Barstool. Like the bar used to be the original hotspot. Like that's where people would go to shoot the shit. Like before there was television, before newspapers, like in small towns, people would gather in the bar, and that's how they passed on information.
Right.
Some of the oldest elections were held in bars, especially in these little rinky-dink hick towns in America. Like a lot of that shit is where it started. So bars have like a huge culture with just in society. But so that was my move, and I dove headfirst into that. But that was also my like last attempt at rapping. And I think the album I put out was Occupy Barstool, and that was a song I made. And the original podcast, that was the concept of it. And we started around the same time as Drink Champs. My podcast actually launched before Drink Champs, but Drink Champs overpowered it because, you know, they have the names and
The clout.
right. So they basically overshadow me, and when I started to get some clout, people would say I'm a fake ass Drink Champs, but like we was really like doing it. It was me and my brother Rev up in Maine, and we would just buy like the fanciest of beers and sit there, and we'll start out sober. And we used to always say that the podcast was unofficially sponsored by, meaning that whatever we drinking, they're responsible for the shit that we're about to say. And I held up with it for a while, at least about three years, maybe four, before I had like a mental health check. So I basically had to, in 2018, I had to like stop drinking. I stopped drinking for like 3 years, and it was actually the best thing that I could do for myself, because at that point in time, I was really bad.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, and like initially when I stopped drinking, it wasn't like, oh, I'm a forever not drink. It was just something that I went with, and I needed to. Like my brain needed to detox from all of the shit, because when I thought about it, I was smoking weed at that point. I was smoking weed since I was like 14.
Right.
And mind you, I'm like 33 at this point in time, maybe.
Okay.
And so just think about all of that time, just like continuously smoking weed, right?
Right.
And when I started drinking, I think I started drinking at 19. I moved to Boston and hanging out with college kids. That's all that they do.
Yeah.
And I was never really a drinker, but once I found something that I liked, it actually clicked. And I was like, oh shit, this is fun. It's dangerous, but it's fun. And so from 19 to fucking 33, I was just drinking. I didn't take any breaks. So a lot of the decisions that I made were clouded. And when I had to finally face reality, I had to like stop drinking and be like, all right, I got to really focus in on life, because I'm making a lot of, it wasn't so much bad choices. It was just like, I wasn't happy where I was in life.
Right.
So I needed to really, really focus in on what I wanted. Because up until that point, I don't think I ever knew what I wanted out of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew I wanted to rap. I was like, I want that. I want money. I want to be fly. But then it was like, what do I really want out of life?
Right.
And
What's the real
I
purpose
had
of
no
it?
idea.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And so once I finally, it is. And a lot of people don't, some people address it early in life. I guess like when kids that go to college, or people that come from loving families, not to say that I didn't come from a loving family, but my family structure is freaking all over the place. Like as far as my immediate family, like
Okay.
my mother and father were never like really in a relationship. So
Yeah, I
now
believe
that-
I believe
and
you
know
said
it.
you was like a love baby, right?
Yeah, one night stand, baby.
Right.
Oh,
I remember
like,
listening to the
I-
pod and you saying that.
Wow.
Yeah, I said I wasn't made out of love, which is probably why I have a skewed vision on like life. So,
Understood.
It's kind of fucked up to say it, and I'm sure my mom, when she hears that, she's like, "That's not true." It's like, come on, lady. Like, I'm not stupid. So I know how shit goes. So
Yeah.
But you know, shout out to my moms, you know, and my pops, because later on in life I actually was able to meet him, and then I, you know, found out that she told him that I wasn't his. So you think this nigga gonna stick around for a goddamn? Yeah, nah. My story is crazy.
I was gonna hit the
But,
head claps, but
right,
let me fall back
yeah.
off of that. Relax. Shit. God damn.
Your hand off that board.
I was about to hit the head claps, but go ahead. That's diabolical. But go ahead.
But you know, so in knowing that, I was like, I wasn't mad at him. And then even when I talked to her about it, I was like, you didn't have to lie to me about it. Like, I'm old enough to understand, like, you know, shit happens with people. So, but I always told her, like, you can't get mad at him for not being around when you told him I wasn't his. Like, if I was fucking with a chick and she popped up pregnant, then she told me it wasn't mine, guess what? I'm fucking out of here.
I'm out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hit the
Hey, hallelujah.
hit the pulpit on that shit. You feel me? Okay. So one thing I was go ahead before I get to my next one.
Go ahead, because I'm rambling. I'm just trying to, you know, bring you up to speed, but like my story is just all over the place. So
I was gonna go from there, because I do want to get to, well, before we get to the questions, tell the people about the new podcast, because I know that's something you're very excited about. That's something that you really about to pour a lot of energy into. So tell the people where they
damn it.
tell the people where they can find the new podcast that you got going with your sister, correct?
Oh yeah, so we're doing it's a video reaction channel. My sister Tracy Renee Jones. We're watching basically like black trauma movies. So the first one we watched was the Django or Django, however the fuck you pronounce that damn
It's
name.
Django. It's Django. The D is silent.
Django.
Pause.
All right. That's Chris.
Hey.
But no, so and my thing was, I never watched it because like I was at a point in time I was super cynical about certain movies. I was like, yo, I don't really care to watch slave movies. And when I watched that one, I understood it wasn't your typical slave movie, even though it was in the setting was slavery times. I made the comparison. It was like White Man Can't Jump, but for slave times. It was literally that.
Low key.
Like, this bounty hunter nigga took this other slave nigga and
let him get his shit off.
Basically went right, and they went around collecting bounties on motherfuckers on some old like, yeah, no, he, you know, when they went to the one camp and they was like, nah, he could pick out the, what the hell do they call them, bucks or whatever. The shit was weird. There was a lot of weird like creepy white man sexual shit going on. I thought that.
Now wait, I gotta stop you right there, because you talking about that creepy white man shit, and from what I took from the movie was that the white man was allowing this black man to have a choice. And so even though the nigga picked out the bluest suit you ever seen, you know what I'm saying? But the nigga picked out
the nigga was fresh.
You know what I'm saying? But the nigga had an option. He finally had a choice. And so for me, it was when I was watching, I was like, it's almost like looking at a kid when you take him to the candy store. What candy do you want? Like, you've seen and had all different types of candies before, but now you have the opportunity to have a choice. And so what is your choice? What is your option? That's what I took from it. Now, since you are the movie review guy, I did want to say or ask you, do you feel like Django was a 2-part movie? Because it was pretty lengthy, but I felt like it was a 2-part movie. I felt like him getting with the what is he, German or whatever the fuck he was, and then
the bounty hunter,
getting with the bounty hunter, and then all the way up to when they got with Don Johnson, you know, treat him like you treat Jerry. That was the first part of the movie, and then the transition into the second part of the movie is all Candyland. Yeah, it felt like 2 different movies meshed together. That's why I fuck with Tarantino, because Tarantino has a very unique way of telling stories. If you go back and watch Tarantino films, they're well put together, but they're thought provoking. They're thought provoking. They're more provoking. They make you think, because most of the time
but the nigga also do some weird shit. That's what I was getting at with the weird, like the weird sexual, like, because so my sister Tracy Renee Jones has this take about like just white men in their issue with black men, and a lot of it is tied to just them being jealous about us sexually. I don't subscribe to that, but like when women tell me things about how they see men, I kind of take that with like, okay,
you got to give it credit.
Like,
you got to give it credit because it's a woman telling you, right?
Right. So, so ever since she put me up to that, I look at things weird. Like even when they had the two dudes fighting in the living room,
the Mandingo shit,
and they sit in the Mandingo shit. Like they sitting there getting drunk to it. Like it was weird for me.
Okay.
It wasn't like the whole movie was on some extra shit. It's just like little parts of it that was like you just look at it differently when you hear shit like that. But we watched that, and then after that we did Birth of a Nation. Now that one that really did a number on me.
Now wait, stop right there. Stop right there. Brother, have you seen Birth of a Nation?
Yeah, man.
Okay, because I didn't know if you had seen Birth of a Nation.
That was a one watch for me.
And so
I couldn't watch that movie
because I know Fat's position on Birth of a Nation and how he feels about it and what conclusions he came to it or came from it for him. And so they're kind of contradictory to how you feel about certain things. So I was curious about that dynamic between the two of you. That's why I wanted to make this pod happen with both of y'all.
Okay.
So
right.
Go ahead, Fat. Give your dissertation about Birth of a Nation.
All right.
So it was a gory ass movie, and I feel like even the way that they did it, I feel like they still probably left some things out of it.
And I've never seen that. Just for the record, I've never seen Birth of a Nation. There's certain movies there's certain movies, certain songs, and just certain content or media I stay away from in general.
Yeah, no, protect your mental health, man. Ignorance is bliss.
Because
ignorance is bliss.
He literally just said that before the podcast. Because I know myself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know myself. And after I watched American History X when it originally came out as a shorty.
Oh, you seen that?
Nigga, I seen that as a shorty.
Oh my God.
Nigga, I'm outside looking at every white boy like, oh, you Ed Norton. I'm finna go in your shit, pause, because you got me fucked up. White boy ain't saying shit, but just walk down the street. But go ahead, Fat.
So, quick backstory. When the original movie came out, I was in Maine at the time. And I remember that black people were telling everybody not to support it because the director he was part of that whole Me Too shit. Apparently he did something to some woman in college that made her feel uncomfortable. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I remember that everybody was like, Nate Parker. Yeah, Nate Parker.
Yeah, Nate Parker was his name. Yeah.
They were like, no, we're not supporting the movie, blah, blah, blah. And I thought it was weird because I'm like, nah, let's support this man. So I bought a ticket, but I didn't go to the movie theater because I don't do movie theaters like that.
Why not?
In the movie Outback, or Outbreak, ruined movie theaters for me.
The movie Outbreak. What you mean?
You never seen Outbreak?
You never seen Outbreak?
Okay, so
oh man,
when the disease.
Go ahead, brother James.
When it came to Outbreak, and that was the disease basically spread in the movie theater. So like I want to say it traveled because a little kid asked the man that was sick for the rest of his food. Then I think it had translated to his parents. Then I feel like the parents went to the movie theater, and then that's when
you got me fucked up off rip.
Yeah, you never seen Outbreak? Remember they were showing it during COVID and stuff.
Okay, hold on. I've never seen Outbreak, but let me ask a question, and I'm about to be very racist. Was the child white?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do white parents be letting their kids get this shit off? Why are you eating off of another motherfucker you don't know in a movie theater?
No, they went in the movie theater. They was on a plane.
They was on a plane?
Yeah.
Even better. Yeah. Why the fuck are we 30,000 feet in the air and you asking a stranger for his fucking food? Yeah. Hey, little nigga, shut the fuck up. What the fuck?
Sit your little ass down.
I swear, bro.
Get your ass the fuck down.
But go ahead, Fat.
Nah, I'm with you. But yeah, no. So that movie ruined movie theaters for me forever. And
that's real.
The couple times I actually did try to go into movie theaters, like on dates, I always fell asleep. Like it's just
that's strong.
It's a weird
because I know where you work. I know where you work because that's why you fell asleep because you work where you work. You know that, right? You never peeped that?
No, this was before then.
Oh, this before then. Okay, go ahead.
Movie
Yeah,
theaters
like-
is hard, man,
like-
at nighttime, especially.
Yo, yeah, man. That
Yeah,
shit
it's
is
dark in here. The seat comfortable. I
lights
got a
low.
bitch next to me.
Nigga,
I'm about to grab some pussy and
and
go to
then-
sleep like Donald Trump. You feel me?
It did. Oh shit.
I'm about to grab some pussy and go to sleep
You
like
know?
Trump.
You know?
You feel me?
Hey yo, that's crazy. But listen, sometimes it be like that. But
They do.
and then the movie theaters now you can get food, you can get beer. Like
They
Don't let me
nigga,
get
they
a
got
drink.
seat warmers in the movie theaters.
Oh, you be going to the
Yeah.
fancy
Oh,
joint.
no. This wasn't the fancy joint. This was the one by the mall.
Yeah,
okay.
Regular joint?
Yeah, I thought I was tweaking, right? So I went up there to go see Final Destination last week.
I
right?
still haven't seen that.
Man, I'm just, it's very over the top. I'm gonna let you know that it's you not.
Is it?
It's not like the old ones.
You're not gonna like it like the old ones, man.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
just be
cool.
real. Well,
Ah,
me
yeah,
personally,
I'ma
I didn't
stay
like it
away
like the
from it
old
then.
ones. Yeah,
Okay.
me personally, I didn't like it like the old ones. The story was cold though. The story was cold. It's just the deaths was so like.
Just grandiose.
Man, they was so crazy extreme. It was like I know the old ones it would be extreme deaths, but they were more believable.
But there were
Yeah.
actually situations that you've been in, like
Yeah.
the roller coaster. Like
in
everybody's
the bathroom.
everybody's been on the highway behind the log truck.
Yes.
Okay.
It gave a
Yeah.
generation PTSD.
Okay. So
Hey, bro,
Word.
you been in the bathroom emptying shampoo bottles. You been in the kitchen just chilling, making you a snack. Remember in the old ones,
Yeah.
that was how people was
Some
dying.
regular shit.
Yeah, in this one, it was so extreme the way Muggs was dying and stuff
Okay,
like that.
okay.
So like, when I'm over here, I was sitting down. I thought I was tripping. I'm like, man, my legs is hot. Like, what's going on? You know, I look to the side. I see a seat
Yeah.
warmer. I said, "Oh, y'all trying to do it? Y'all trying to get me to go to
Yep.
sleep up in here?"
well,
So
I
it's-
think okay. So
it's
I have a
insane.
theory.
Uh-huh.
So I have a theory. I knew they had seat warmers.
Oh, you knew this?
Here goes my theory. The reason why they got
Oh,
seat
shit.
warmers is because they know niggas be in that bitch fucking. Okay?
Ah, okay.
Look, these seats got the arms that lift up.
Yeah.
If I lean this bitch back and I get my little, move in, I can do it right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So the
facts.
seat warmers
That's
is to keep
crazy.
you warm while you going at it.
Okay.
Now, even if you ain't going at it, let's say shorty giving you some fellatio. You got your cheeks out.
Yeah.
Cold ass cheeks make a nigga shiver.
It's not ideal.
Pause.
It's not
Pause.
ideal.
You feel me?
not
Pause. Hey,
ideal.
Ant. Hit the Cam and Mace for me.
That's crazy.
that was crazy.
So look, that's what I'm saying.
like,
you
what
know what I'm
the
saying? So my ass cheeks is warm, so I can sit here and enjoy my fellatio, my popcorn in the movie.
Oh man.
And then even for the woman,
That is wild.
if you out here trying to, finger bang or, joystick, you know what I'm saying, whatever you want to call
Whatever
it,
you call it, yeah.
she got her cheeks out. She need to stay warm, you know what I'm saying? Women anemic by nature.
By
they
nature.
always talking about they cold and shit, so she need the heat.
Bitches iron levels is low.
Low. Bitches iron.
Need to eat you some beets.
Yes, bitches iron be low as
healthier
hell.
people.
Shout out to my mother. Her iron's low. You know what I'm saying?
man.
And I'm just like, yo, this is an old.
I think that's just a woman thing.
I think it's a woman thing because I'm a
okay.
hot box. I always be
Well,
hot.
Me
well,
too.
if you think about it, if you think about it, they bleed once a month, so
Oh,
they're
This
losing.
is all so true.
They're losing.
This is
They're
all
losing
so
blood.
true.
Like that's
Yeah.
like
that would affect
He
it.
said the bitches giving blood without getting paid for
No,
it.
but look, that makes sense, doesn't it? That was a logical connection. You
does.
know what I'm saying?
it does.
No, but so my
Listen,
thing is
one
with
thing
your,
about me, man, is I got random information. That's the thing about me. I know just like random shit.
Oh yeah, see, I know this from listening to you. So I would say this though towards your theory, right? So wouldn't that like be crazy with the smell though, Nick? Like if they just gave the seat warmers for people's cheeks out, everybody ain't clean. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so wouldn't
what I
the
was going
smell
with, too.
be like
look,
ridiculous in that
well,
movie
look,
theater?
Well, look,
I'm not trying to
Gonna
have
smell like
popcorn that
corned
smell
beef
booty.
in this bitch.
You know what I'm saying?
smell
Nah.
like Portillo's. Look, check
Bro,
it.
facts.
It smell like a chopped cheese.
Like an
Look,
onion ring sandwich.
Look,
God damn.
check it out. The thing about it is equal opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So just like I got to give the clean motherfuckers a chance to get their shit off, I gotta let the little dirty niggas in here too.
No, you don't.
I do.
If
If you're
definitely
dirty,
don't.
if you're
know
dirty,
why?
you shouldn't be
But
allowed
you
in
know-
public.
but you know
if
why,
you're dirty,
though?
you shouldn't be allowed in public.
But you know why
Exactly.
though? But you know
shouldn't
why?
leave the house.
You shouldn't.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because dirty people got green money. And that's what we're here for. We're here for the money. The money always going to be the common denominator amongst most situations. So if you...
I got a quick story.
Okay, story time.
I got a quick
Hold on.
story about...
Go ahead.
So when I first moved back, I drove Lyft for a little bit, right?
Okay.
And this one dude picked up. I actually drove him from like Jersey to PA. It was a nice fare, but the nigga smelled like dirty clothes like, the entire ride. And from northern New Jersey, I was like in the North Irvington area I took him to the casino down there in Philly. That was like damn near an hour, 45-minute drive.
God.
You just gotta smell dirt, and it's winter time, so you can't even have.
He had Joe Dirt in the
You
car.
can't put the windows down.
Nigga said he had Joe Dirt in the car.
So yeah, dirty
my
niggas.
drink
There's levels to this dirty shit. Nah, stay your ass in the house.
Dirty shit.
It is.
I'm traumatized behind that shit, yo.
Nah, you know what? Look. So, okay, while I got y'all here, random question. What's worse? Body odor or bad breath?
I probably say
Bad breath.
I'm gonna go body odor.
I'm going to go bad breath too.
Okay.
Because bitch, get in the shower, or nigga, get in the shower. I could throw 100 bars of soap at you. We gonna get you fresh. Some niggas motherfucking mouths just be cooked. You feel me? Just cooked. Just halitosis.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yo, niggas
disturbing.
sleep on your mouth hygiene. They do, and I'll tell you this: like, I had a tooth that almost killed me. Like,
tooth?
people don't realize, like,
man.
Yeah, because the tooth,
almost
your
killed me.
gums and your teeth are linked to your heart.
Really?
You didn't know that?
Right
To
into
your
the
heart?
bloodstream.
Absolutely, because
know that.
the gums.
Yeah.
So before you go, Fat, the gums themselves, they are linked directly to your heart and your brain.
I know about the brain.
So if
Yep.
you have poor mouth hygiene, you will see it in your heart and your health. The only reason why I know that is because of my little condition. You feel me?
okay.
So when I was up in there,
Right.
the motherfucker like, hey, get your ass a motherfucking dentist. Like, your mouth don't look bad. It ain't bad at all. Like, you don't have none of this shit, but keep your mouth together.
Word.
And just for
Yeah.
me, I found that to be somewhat funny because most women, when they tell me what they like about me, a woman always could tell me, "Ooh, you got a nice mouth. You got some nice teeth. You got a nice smile." You know what I'm saying? And I'd be like, "Bitch, you nasty as hell. You just want me to eat some pussy."
That's
You
it.
know what I'm saying? Bitch, watch me roll
That's
a blunt.
exactly
She like,
what it is.
she be like, you got, you know what I'm saying? Now, you know, I'm an eater, but that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time.
Right,
Look,
right.
Fat,
Yeah.
let me ask you.
That is wild.
Let me ask you, Fat. I'm a nigga.
Well, I'm gonna tell you how I know the gums. The gums, you know, like, for all my hippie motherfuckers out there, when you do shrooms or LSD, you put that shit right in your gum, it'll hit the bloodstream way faster.
It's
than
just
this
like Coke.
if it goes into your
Really?
stomach.
Just like Coke. That's why.
So
niggas-
that's why they
Well,
do that.
yeah. So you never knew why
Yeah.
niggas run
Nah,
the.
I thought they were just tasting it.
No. So when it comes to
Nah.
Coke, you rub it on the on the gums. You rub it because it
Yeah,
goes
and it
straight to the
makes it
bloodstream.
numb.
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
get straight
Yeah.
to it.
See, man.
It's the same thing with
Yeah.
pills. Some people put pills up their butt because it hit quicker.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was a whole epidemic
what-
of kids that used to, the teenagers, they were put in, I think some kid died up north, but they was put in like vodka and tampons and shoving it up their ass.
Oh
to
no,
get
they
drunk.
going crazy.
What?
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's crazy.
Listen, one thing I learned about, like, when I lived in Vermont, the time that I was there, I was like, I understand why the kids are the way that they are, because they ain't got shit else to do. Like, at least in the city, we got mad shit else to do. You could play fucking football with a crackhead. Like, they don't got shit to do up there but fucking drink and do drugs. So, like, that was one thing that I learned.
That sounds
Okay, so-
depressing.
That shit was wild.
So while we're here, that was one thing I always found fascinating about you, because I myself am a person who moved around a lot. I've lived a couple different places, and not just in the Midwest. I've lived in the South. I visited the West plenty of times. I've been to the East Coast. What on God's green fucking earth made your nigga ass move from fucking New Jersey up to Vermont and New Hampshire? Now, before you answer that, I know you
I never lived in New Hampshire.
Okay, you never lived in New
Fuck
Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
Okay, you lived in
New
Vermont.
Hampshire's
No,
a
you
Nazi
lived in
state.
Maine. You lived in Maine. I'm
New
sorry.
Hampshire's
Yeah, I
a
lived in
Nazi
Maine.
state.
You said what?
He said
Well,
New Hampshire's a Nazi
they're-
state.
It's like so they're like super
White.
they consider themselves liberal. Yeah, but the police. So New Hampshire, their motto is "Live free or die."
Ooh.
Right?
whoa,
like
shit.
that's their motto. It's on their license plate. You don't have to wear a seatbelt in the car if you're unless you're under 18. Right? You don't have to wear a seatbelt. You're not required to have car insurance. They have a lot of weird. And then I think there's a thing about taxes too. But New Hampshire's weird. I don't fuck with New Hampshire like that. And anytime you ever drive through New Hampshire, you better do everything correctly because you go 5 miles over the speed limit. Them stadies is pulling you over, and they stripping your car, especially if you're black. They gonna pull you out the car. I'm telling you, man. But what made me go there? Well, I told you when I was young, So my family structure was kind of crazy, right? Me and my siblings, we never really lived together fully, except for like maybe 4 or 5 years. So we all lived with different relatives. Like we were blessed, I guess, in that aspect that we didn't have to go stay in like
shout out the
actual
family.
foster system.
Shout out the family. Shout out the family.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. But when I turned 18, I was living with my aunt and my aunt and uncle and their kids, and I turned 18 and I thought I was grown. Like I didn't want to work. I didn't want to go to school. Just wanted to smoke weed, rap, fuck bitches. And
be a
I had a
nigga.
kid
Okay.
at the time.
You want to be a nigga.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I wanted to be a nigga.
A nigga with an A,
And,
not an
and-
ER. Yeah, nigga with an A.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even if I did work, I wanted to do like the bare minimum and get paid for everything. Like I was like your typical.
Use a typical nigga.
Right.
Yeah.
nigga.
Look at YN.
And
Real
yeah.
YN.
And my aunt and uncle, they weren't having it. And like looking back, it was probably the best thing for me because they put me out. And when they put me out, I had to figure it out. I think I slept in my car for like 2 weeks. And then my brother was in college in Boston, and I had been to Boston a couple times. So I was like, yo, I got to figure something out. And he was like, yo, come up here. We can, help you get your shit together. Because at the time too, like I felt stagnant, right? Like you're in the neighborhood, you're around the same type of environment. So it kind of you don't see any real motivation, so to speak. Like, yeah, my aunt and uncle worked, but they were like the black family that worked, but they like stressed out all the time.
Working to survive and not
Yeah,
live.
yeah.
Working to survive and not
Right.
live.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
man.
So even seeing that didn't like
Motivate you.
put some. Yeah, it was like I don't like this. But when I got to Boston, I started hanging around like just all different types of people. That was the first time I saw like I used to think all white people looked alike. And then I got there, I was like, yo, there's different typps of white people. Like this shit bugged me out. Like it was the craziest thing ever. And then I'm hanging out in colleges or around college kids, and you're meeting all different types of people from all over the country, the world, like tons of kids, like their parents from like other countries sending their kids to go to school in Massachusetts in general, because Massachusetts does have some of the premier institutions for education. Like you got Boston University, Boston College, MIT, Berkeley, and that's just to name, a few. There's so many more up there, and it's like a whole nother world. And so I got up there and, I had like 2 jobs lined up, and because I had to, it was like, yo, you got to pull your own weight. And it kind of forced me into a corner that I had to learn. And so when I was living in Boston, I met this girl in Vermont, and we used to go to Vermont because my brother went to boarding school up there. So this is all connected to his shit. But I had met a girl. We were dating.
Wait. Did you meet white meat or dark meat?
No, she was white. She was white.
Okay.
No, when
Breast and wing.
yeah, no, when
Breast and wing. Okay.
nah, like straight up and down. And a lot of people, they used to give me shit about it, but I'm like, yo, you this is the pool I have to pull from.
Right.
Like, when I lived in Vermont, I think the percentage in Boston had like just everybody, but in Vermont it was a different world. Vermont, I think the percentage of black people was like 0.001 at the time.
Nigga, but that's
Man.
how
Like,
I felt.
so-
But nigga, I feel you because that's how I felt when I lived in fucking Colorado Springs. Nigga, I was in
Colorado
Colorado.
Springs.
I was in Colorado Springs for 2 months. Okay,
You lived in
Damn.
Colorado.
I lived there in Colorado. I lived in Colorado for a decent amount of time, for about a year.
Oh my
But in Colorado
Holy
Springs,
shit.
I was there maybe like half the time. Nigga, in 2
What year
months.
were you there?
You said what year? 2011.
Yeah.
2011 to be exact.
Oh, okay.
Nigga,
I was just listening to a podcast where this cop did some wild shit out there in like 2020.
No.
Nigga was fucking holes in the car. Yo, this shit was
look, Colorado,
crazy.
Colorado Springs is different. Look, nigga, one day I'm walking down the street to the 7-Eleven, okay? I got this bright red polo hoodie on. All right? Motherfucking Mexicans
That's
roll
your
by.
first mistake.
Them niggas banging, twisting fingers up all types of ways.
In Colorado Springs.
The first time they ride by, I'm looking at them niggas like, nigga, I'm from Chicago. I don't know what the fuck y'all got going on, but y'all ain't no Latin Kings. Y'all some other shit. Okay,
Oh man.
nigga, get to the 7-Eleven, get my blunts. I'm riding back. Them niggas ride back and through the same shit. The next time, I'm like, look, I bend up a block that ain't my block just to cut through. You know what I'm saying, to get to the crib, because I'm like, yo, I know what type of time y'all on. I'm not gonna get. One thing that's not gonna happen is, one, I'm not gonna get jumped, and two, I'm not gonna get jumped and go home, and then my big brother talk shit about me getting jumped, because all he gonna do is clown.
Right.
Okay, so
I mean, if you get jumped, you get jumped. You can't like niggas can't shame you for getting jumped.
niggas will
That's
shame. No, niggas will shame you for even putting yourself in the position to get jumped, because a nigga gonna tell you should have knew better. Right or wrong?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I'm one of those niggas. I definitely tell you should have knew better.
Exactly.
I'm not going to shame you. I'm not going to shame you because you got jumped. I'm going to shame you because you should have knew better. Like,
But see,
damn,
I'm
you
still
fucked up.
getting
They did
shamed
that
in the
to you.
situation.
So you did this to
You wouldn't
avoid
shame me. You wouldn't shame me if I didn't get jumped. You see,
So you wasn't even worried about the jumping. You was more worried about the shame.
yes,
Oh,
because
man.
my
Yeah,
big
see-
brother
see,
probably.
I-
Okay,
niggas
see,
think-
people, we just did something here.
Yeah.
All right? Listen to me. Walk with Brother James. All right. The action of pain is not as severe as the mental
Ridicule.
damage that
Yes.
goes behind
Yes,
it.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? You would rather feel pain physically than mentally. Amen. He just said a word right there. He said he didn't want the shame behind his brother. See, if he was just going to get jumped and go home and be cool, he probably wouldn't have minded getting jumped. Amen.
Swear to
That's what I'm
God.
saying.
But whole time I'm out here because I need some blunts because I'm trying to get high.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Watch the Throne just came out. Look, I'm trying to smoke to the Hove and Kanye and shit.
You know what niggas' priorities is?
Yeah, I was always curious about that fact because I moved around a lot. Like I said, I moved to Michigan. I've spent time in Ohio. Fuck Ohio. I lived in Colorado. Colorado's cool, but not my cup of tea. Not necessarily. And I lived in Georgia. In Georgia, for most typical niggas, I don't care if you a nigga or if you one of them Oreos. Nigga, Atlanta, Georgia is the apex of black wealth, black excellence. It's that.
That's what everybody says.
Like Hollywood.
It's really black Hollywood because if you see, I lived in Detroit, so I've been in a city that was damn near all niggas. Okay, but the thing about Detroit is it's a hard working city. Most of these people are blue collar workers, so there's not a lot of flash.
Right.
And even if it is flash, the flash is to let you know they got it. It ain't necessarily to flaunt it. I'm also grew up in
Right.
Chicago.
Yeah.
We just how you was in Boston, Fat, and I know how Boston is. Boston is 1B to Chicago being 1A as far as segregation goes. There's a very large
hell yeah.
concentration of black people in Boston. So if you lived
Yeah.
in Boston, then you basically lived in Chicago. So you understand the politics of the bullshit when it comes to living in a Yankee city. You can get far,
Yeah.
but you're going to get far doing this or doing that. You're never going to be over here with it, just how Chicago is.
Okay.
Right.
Atlanta, you can be this over here or you can be that over there. nigga, if you got a head, you got a head. So you got it. And so I'll never take anything from Atlanta, but I was always curious about Fat living in Maine, Massachusetts, even visiting New Hampshire. Because to me, it was a little mind blowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So here's the thing. Boston was fun. Like I
can see that.
I will
though.
still go and party in Boston. Like, yeah, it's a party city. You know, especially when the Patriots and
Tom Brady, my nigga. Tom Brady is my nigga.
You will love it out there. Huh?
I love Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Greatest white man ever.
Greatest white man ever.
Greatest white man ever.
Oh my god.
I don't agree with that. That's crazy.
Who's the
Even
greatest?
saying that
Okay,
any white man is
who's the greatest white man
I
ever?
don't think there's a great white man. There isn't one.
No, Tom Brady is that. Tom Brady's birthday is August 3rd. Mine is August 4th. He's a Leo. That's my nigga.
That's crazy. You
So
know his
Tom
birthday
Brady's birthday-
too? Y'all-
It's a
Tom
day.
Brady's
Y'all
birthday
twin
is the
flames
same
and
birthday
shit?
as my wife.
Yeah.
Tom Brady shares
Yeah.
a birthday with my wife.
And your wife is great, right?
Yeah, she is.
Hand clap.
So I low key love Tom Brady too.
Yes, you love
my
a white
goodness. I love a white man. I didn't know that. I didn't know this about
That
myself.
is wild.
Nah, go ahead, Fat. My bad.
Nah. Listen, I was there when the Patriots won. I was there when the Red Sox actually won their first World Series after like 80 something years.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
okay.
Like,
so you was
it
there
was-
when it was
yeah.
lit.
Man, yeah.
You was there when Paul
Yeah,
Pierce
yeah,
got
yeah.
stabbed 34 times?
He got stabbed 34
No, I
times.
don't think so.
No, he got stabbed a
34.
Nah,
lot.
he got. I think I might have been. It might have been because I was only there for a couple years.
Okay.
So Boston like came and went. I spent a lot of time in Vermont.
Okay.
Now, I never really liked Vermont. Like I couldn't live there.
That's Bernie Sanders
forever.
state, right?
And like, yeah.
Okay.
And what it was the reason Vermont was good for me is because that's where I learned to have work ethic, like good work ethic. And because when you live in these small towns, like everybody knows everybody. So you don't want to be known as the black guy that's lazy. You know what I'm saying? Because white people already look at us a certain type of way.
Fucking
so it
nigger.
kind of opened. Listen, it opened my eyes to a lot of shit that I probably would not have experienced had I not been there. Now, when it was time to go, it was time to go. Like I think I spent 8 years in Vermont, and that was
Okay.
like way too long for me.
Okay.
I shouldn't have done it, but like
8 years straight or 8
not for
years like
nothing.
on and off?
no, 8 years straight.
Okay.
I think me and my son's mother, we probably left like
Wait, so
for
you
like
met
a
her
few
up there?
months.
You met her up there?
Yeah.
She black?
Yeah. She's mixed. She's half black, half white.
Okay. Pat Mahomes. Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead. Tyrese
But,
Halliburton. Okay.
So we lived in like Brooklyn for a little bit, and then I was running the streets at that time, and then all of that fell through. She was pregnant, and so we were like, let's go back to Vermont. So we and that's when I really was like, all right, I got to get my shit together, and that was basically a coming of age moment. So we came back, and that's when I figured out like I gotta fucking work. Like no matter what it is, I gotta fucking work. All work sucks. It doesn't matter what it's called. It's called work for a reason. And so I just had that mindset, and that just helped guide me along through life to where as though I am the man I am today.
Okay. All right. Hand claps to that.
So
Shout out to Gold.
and then I went to Maine, and I went to Maine after that. Like Maine, I was in Maine for about 4 years, and Maine was fun. Maine was a lot of fun. It was a different environment because
Did you eat crab? Did you have some crab? I heard the best crab and the best crab and lobster in the country comes from Maine.
the lobsters in Maine. I'm not a lobster. I don't really fuck with lobster like that.
Same here.
Lobster,
Same here,
it doesn't really have no flavor. And then like they dip it in butter.
Hella
And I think
butter.
that's the most gross thing ever. It's like
liquid
ew.
butter at
Like-
that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Like what the fuck
That
are y'all
is
doing?
so unhealthy.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I don't even like the whole
and-
process of like eating lobster and crab. Like cracking this shit. Like,
it's
bro,
too much work.
I'm working too hard.
Too much work.
Give me 6
Nah,
wings,
nah.
fried hard, salt
Yeah,
and pepper,
you know?
with motherfucking mouth sauce, bitch. You
Amen.
know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Crabs are a big thing in like Baltimore. Blue crabs. The blue crabs are big down there in Baltimore. My family, my mother's side is from Virginia.
Okay.
So we grew up as
Niggers.
kids
Okay.
eating crabs. Nah, my great grandparents were sharecroppers.
Oh,
Like, that's
real
how
niggas.
far
Oh,
back.
man.
Real
Yeah.
niggas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is funny. Me and my cousin, we're doing the documentary on my grandfather. He turned 89 this year.
Oh, that's dope. Hey,
So-
hand claps to that.
Yeah.
That's dope. Hand claps to that.
Yeah, so we might put that out at some point this year. But where the hell was I going with it? Oh, crab. So no, that's that thing. Maine is lobster, other seafood, like all of that type of shit. But like, nah, I didn't really fuck with it while I was out there. When I was out in Maine though, I I used to build grow rooms. Like that was my
Hand claps to that. Because, nigga, that's why I was in Colorado, nigga. I'm trying to make some motherfucking money off some weed. Fuck the bullshit.
That's your bag right there, huh, Reed?
Swear to God.
I would build grow rooms for people.
That's
and
dope.
and I would get hired to like trim. So I was like basically a contractor. I would
Okay.
just, that was my hustle. And so I did that for a while. But the thing about Maine was the state is such a large state, and it doesn't have as many people in it. My closest friends were an hour and a half
Shit.
Oh,
from
wow.
me, so yeah, so anytime I would go up that way, it'd be like damn near I might as well spend the day up there,
Right.
and or maybe a couple nights. So that's how I like operated up there. And then it got to a point where it was like I was alone a lot. So when my kids weren't there during the summertime or holidays, like I'm in this big ass house on this hill and me and the dog, and like I didn't realize like how being so isolated can really, really fuck with you.
Mm.
And then that leads into me. And then there was some other shit that happened along the way that led to me moving back home to New Jersey. Because at that point in time, like I said, I haven't lived in New Jersey since I was 19. So from 19, basically like 15 years or something, I moved around. And I used to be mad spontaneous like that, but I got married, so now it's one of those things that keeps me grounded, because had I not, like, I would just probably
Be
fly
wandering.
the coop at any because that was my thing. Like it was never nothing for me to just pick up and move somewhere. Be like, yo, you know what? I'm done here. I'm gonna go over here. Most people don't do that. That's why when you were saying like you moved around, Nick, I was like, I could see that. Like most people don't do. It's a foreign concept to people, and when people who do move, most of them don't move out of the state. They usually stay within the state unless they go to college out of state. But like that's just what it is. When you plant and make a family somewhere, most families never leave that state. I was the dude that was like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to go. It wasn't like a conscious thing. I didn't say like, yo, I'm gonna go see the world. But it was one of those, fuck it, I'm out here. Like, it is what it is. And then I came back here, and then that's when like, I got myself into my mental health bag and started like really trying to figure out what the hell I wanted with life. But, and then between the times that I was in Maine, that's when I did a lot of the podcasting. And that was like at the beginning of the podcast boom. And we did shit. I think I got up to like maybe 200 episodes.
Oh,
but it
shit.
just, it got, yeah. Now I was recording a lot. And then when I moved back to Jersey, I had it set up to where as though we was doing 2-3 pods a week. So I would
Shit.
always have content.
Wow.
You see, this
But
what
like
I be
I said,
telling
the
y'all
shit-
niggas.
Yeah.
Nigga, we need the content.
You
You know what
know,
I'm saying?
We got
you
to
be
pod
saying
more. We got to pod
You be
more.
saying it?
Nah, yo.
Word.
But and then like I said, everything after that, like it all had to take a backseat because I really had to figure out life. And now I'm back in it. And the thing about now, like the rant spot is like I rant. Like I just talk randomly, like I spit random knowledge, facts, and all types of weird shit. People be like, "How the fuck do you know that?" Like I don't know, man. I forget how I learned it. But that's the point of the podcast. And then there are certain topics that are near and dear to me that I'm like, yo, I feel a way about this and I want to speak, but I also don't want to get online like and try to act like I'm on a soapbox or whatever. So it's like,
right.
No, like this is just my take on it.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to bring it across as a take and not just as feelings and emotions.
Right.
You got to be able to articulate yourself to the point where, yo, this is actual. Basically, for layman's terms, this is a think piece.
Yeah.
This is the subject, and this is my think piece.
Word.
Because a lot of times people will come with an opinion or how they feel, and this sounds purely like emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and this is random, but and not to get off that, but we're gonna get back to that. But did anybody listen to Wale on Joe Budden?
I didn't.
I listened to it.
I didn't get all the way through the pod. That was a 3-hour pod.
But you listened to it.
I like those type of pods. Yeah.
Look, I'm listening to the show. And now I've never been the biggest Wale fan, supporter, whatever you want to call it. But I'm listening to the shit and I'm like, bro, you want to know why niggas say you bitching? Or you sound like you always crying?
Because he is.
It's your tone of voice. My nigga, you sound like you are crying or bitching. You sound like you are speaking from a place that is
that's fucked up, yo.
Jaded.
Because I sound like that. Like when I like get upset, I've been told that I sound like I'm whining, and part of it is because my voice is so deep that if I start talking like deep, then it's like, why are you so aggressive? So there's no
yeah, but Wale doesn't come off aggressive. He comes off sensitive.
He's a very emotional guy.
He comes off to me comes off like super competitive. Like he just wants to win and he wants it to be equal. I think that's the problem. That's my problem with people.
No, you take it as competitive and
fair, not
even fair. I'm not taking it as that. Wale comes off to me as a person who feels like they're of an upper echelon, and because they're not being recognized as such, they're gonna bitch about it.
So you saying he's like,
but that's most rappers.
Like, acknowledge me. He's like, I need you to acknowledge me.
Basically, he wants to be treated and massaged a particular. But nigga, Lotus Flower Bomb's not gonna get you there.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Nigga, we don't even like Lotus Flower Bomb for you. It's Miguel, my nigga. Hate to break it to you.
That's fucked up.
Like, hate to break it to you.
I liked it because of Wale, man. You just don't like Wale, brother.
Nigga, my favorite song by Wale is White Linen. Okay. Guess who the star of that song is? It's Neo on the fucking hook. It ain't this nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you disrespectful.
You don't like Wale. Man. You don't like Wale.
No, because he's a dark-skinned nigga who dresses well with nice, clean, dark-skinned, beautiful skin. And because you're representing me because of the way you look,
he's
nigga,
not representing you.
No, he is because he's a dark-skinned nigga.
No, hold on. Okay. I'm so sick of this all we represent each other crap. I'm so sick of this.
You all right, Nick?
Look.
Hold on. You all right, yo?
You good? No, because the dark... Look. Okay, you a dark-skinned nigga. Brother James a dark-skinned nigga. I'm a dark-skinned nigga. When the dark-skinned niggas go outside,
nigga convention.
When the dark-skinned niggas,
dark-skinned
nigga convention, DSC. We gonna write that down. Write that down.
I ain't got my phone. Write it down.
We'll keep a mental note. When the dark-skinned,
I got it.
When the dark-skinned niggas go outside, we pay a particular attention to them because they represent us. Now here goes the problem. Walk with me.
All right, go ahead.
Walk with me. For the longest of time, our peak dark-skinned nigga was Michael Jordan. So he was the greatest, and the nigga didn't say too much.
No, nigga, Wesley Snipes.
You got Wesley too. But we're talking about peak niggas who never really been. Nigga, Wesley done been to jail, didn't pay taxes. Man. He ain't never bitched about this shit.
You talking about peak Wesley? Passenger 57, nigga.
Look,
that Wesley Snipes.
Look. Let's talk about. Do we count Denzel?
He's not dark.
Okay, so he a Carmel nigga. Pause.
Yeah, he in the middle.
Booker T. You know what I'm saying?
5 times.
Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So we've had
like, Booker T. Booker T. Washington. Yeah, old as hell. I was like, who the fuck is
so we've had great examples, or we've had great people out there leading the charge for us.
Okay.
And then here come Wale. Here come Wale Florin. He's so emotional. He's so good with the bitches. But nigga, you sound like you be bitching sometimes, my nigga. And you make it bad for us.
Well, I know. You know he's from DC, but you know his parents are foreign, right?
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So like,
He not FBA.
He not FBA?
Yeah.
Wait.
They-
Hold on.
Nigerian, I
His
think.
parents not from here, but he was born here.
He's. I feel like he was born
yeah,
in
I
DC.
don't-
I'm not
so he a
certain.
consonant
I'm not certain.
DJ academic
Yeah,
nigga. He's a
he
variant.
like that. Yeah.
Oh, well, then
I'm not
fuck that nigga. He don't
I'm not
speak to
certain
me.
if he was born in DC, but I know he's from there.
So
You know
wait,
what I mean? Like,
he's first generation born American in his family.
Probably.
I mean,
Oh, that
I'm
nigga
usually
don't count.
not
then.
a facts nigga, but I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Oh, then that
I'm not
nigga
a
don't-
I know
facts
his
nigga, but
parents
go
are
ahead.
foreign.
Oh, that nigga don't count.
Like the
then.
Lauren, that's like a foreign type
he a
thing.
variant, so that nigga don't count for
But
us.
I want to say this though, man.
Go ahead.
You was talking about the representation of the blacks and all that.
The dark skinned niggas.
Nigga, we got to stop this, all right? Nigga,
What do we
you are a representation of yourself. all right?
Absolutely.
All right, so what I'm
Hello.
saying, why do we
Hello.
always got to look, okay, this nigga is representing me, that nigga's representing me. Well, because he got this platform, nigga, freak that nigga and his platform.
But that's how
no.
that's how society works, though.
Hey, hold on.
Hold on. Let my man get his shit off, yo.
We have to stop trying to look at one nigga as a representation for all niggas. How many times have you been watching the news, right? And they ask this dumbass nigga standing over here, hey, what's your opinion on it? And then they say that that's the take for the whole
Word.
black race. Get the freak out of here, bro.
Okay,
I'm
you're right.
Word.
But my pushback on that is, cool, I can feel like that within myself. The other 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 people in this room don't feel like that. And when they see that, they will interpret that as to be me. That's why wait, hold on. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
That's why I suffer from so much secondhand embarrassment when it comes to niggas. Because the shit niggas do
Brother,
gets put on me.
Brother, free yourself. Free yourself,
You're
hey,
right.
man. Bro, the other
Talk to
10,
this
20.
nigga. Hold up. Wale was born in DC.
Okay.
For the record.
Okay, but his parents not
September
from
21st, 1984.
here. But his parents not from here.
No.
He a variant, so that nigga don't count. I'm
I mean, I didn't-
gonna stop
I
giving
didn't
a
look
fuck
it
about
all
what.
up, but the nigga is Nigerian. I don't think his parents
Yeah.
were born here.
Oh no, this nigga
I didn't look that part up.
He's a
But
fucking
hold up,
African.
Nick,
That makes sense.
let me
to
ask you this real quick.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this real quick.
Yeah, because
So,
hold on. Before you say that, we're getting into the second hour. We're starting the pod. Things are
Yeah,
warming up.
yeah.
So Fat, I know you got some topics. Brothers got some topics he wanted to get into. So let's transition into that. But go ahead with your question, Fat.
Hold on. Let me ask you this real quick though, because you were saying, because I agree with Brother James on you should want to represent yourself like it shouldn't be, we're representation. I hate that shit.
Right.
Are you one of those niggas that saw Barack Obama become president and said, I can do that too?
No. I am not. Hold on.
That's all I
Hot
hear
take.
niggas say.
No.
You're a representation
I
of
got a
niggas,
hot
like-
take for you. My hot take is this. And I know this is probably the wrong time to say this shit, but I'm going to say this shit.
Let's go.
When I seen Barack Obama become president, I'm like, yo, that's one smooth talking ass, light skinned nigga right there. Okay? Mm-hmm. When I saw Donald Trump become president in 2016, that was the first time in my life I said, oh shit, I can be anything I want to be. Because if this nigga can become the fucking president, then goddamn it, I need to be shooting for
Gunshots.
I ain't got the gunshots. No gunshots today.
Okay.
Nigga, I can shoot for the fucking Mars
Word.
and land on the moon.
Word.
Nigga, I'm above the clouds. Because y'all let this nigga in office,
Donald Trump, man.
the apprentice,
Man.
you're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired. This nigga, he
That's
the
crazy.
president.
Man.
Shit, this modern day Ronald Reagan. This let me know I can do whatever. This
Man.
let me know Donald Trump becoming president in 2016 let me know that this shit is a free-for-all.
Yeah.
And it don't matter how low
Wow.
or how high you are. No matter how high you are, you can fall to the
I got a
lowest.
little pushback for that, though. It's a
No-
free, it's
no
a free
matter-
fall for white people. Go
No,
ahead.
you know what? You're absolutely right. Hand claps to that. White people do whatever they want in America. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right. But
That's what I was going to say too. It's like,
but as a nigga, I'm like, well, if the white folks getting that off, I should be able to get this off
I can go to the height.
on a little lower
You
scale.
know what the heights is for us with that? I'm going to own KFC. If Donald Trump can become president, I can own KFC. You know what I'm saying?
hello.
Owner.
I'm dead. As we get
That's
into,
hilarious, yo.
as we transition into the second hour of this pod, I asked Fat to have some topics and subjects for the pod.
Okay.
I asked Brother James to have some topics and subjects for the pod. Let's get into what Fat has for us first.
All right.
Fat, what would you like for us to talk about, dissect, have a conversation about, discussion about? Because look, a couple pods ago, we had the after pod discussion about the DV, about domestic violence.
Oh
Right,
yeah.
right, right.
And we went back and forth. Fat hit me on the side like, hey, you bogus as hell. And I'm like, nigga, what? He like, nah, you wouldn't let him get woo, woo, woo. So Fat, let's start there.
Yeah.
Let's start there and
All
then
right.
let's move into this. Go ahead.
All right, so I forget the actual take, but I know my whole point was that you was like just a little too aggressive with old boy having like a difference of opinion, and I was like, yo, it sounded like you was bullying him. I was like that was
Bring
how I
bullying
felt.
back.
Like I was like, yo, I was like, that's fucked up. I was like, that's supposed. I was like, whether that's your man's from the sandbox or not, y'all podding. The whole thing of podding is like, let that man get his take off. We talk all the time about, yo, you said that, I don't agree with that. Your brother be saying some of the wildest shit ever, and I'd be like, yo, nigga, like, that's you still my man, even though I don't agree with it. I would never. I felt the way. I'm sorry, like I definitely got probably too interpersonal with it, because it's supposed to be, from my perspective, it's supposed to be entertainment. But I was like, sometimes you can hear when shit just be a little too contentious on the microphone. Like I think I picked that up on like the Joe Budden podcast when they were about to break up. It was one argument they had. I think it was about the college kids versus something, but it was just the way that Joe was yelling towards Rory. It was a different type of yell, and I was like, yeah, no, that's not performative. Like that's kind of personal. But it wasn't that it was just my antenna went up and I heard it. I was like, damn, he ain't even let my man get his take off. He said, fuck that.
Well,
but
well, for that particular subject, I would say that if you had listened to a couple pods before, there was another subject, and I'm not going to pinpoint it, but Brother James had a particular position about something, and he wasn't coming off of that. And that, we know each other personally, so we know why we reacted in particular situation about said situation. And you just caught me in that particular moment about said situation because it hits close to home. It hits me personally. It ain't me vicariously living. It ain't me like, oh, this happened to no, nigga, that happened to me. I watched it personally.
So I'll give you that, because you also hit me a few days before and told me that, yo, this pod was about to be crazy. Yeah. So I was already, in like any sort of like intention, I was like, hold up, is this it? Is this it? But when it actually happened, I was like, oh, that's it. I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
And but my take on DV, honestly, is like, because my sister was married to a guy and he was handsy, but the nigga, he was so frail though. Like that was the thing about him. Like me and my cousin, rest in peace, White. Me and White had fucking throat cancer, and we could have killed this nigga one night. Like he was so drunk. Like he was so drunk he couldn't stand up, and I just felt bad for him, because I'm like, yo, this dude, he's dealing with something deeper than just an argument. I was like, you know, unfortunately, our sister and him, like, you know, they separated and divorced, but she would always take him back. And so the way that we were raised in our family was when shit like that happens, you have to, and this is from women, like mostly women in my family. I think like two men outside of my grandfather, like my two uncles, my aunt's brother and my aunt's husband. Like my mother has a twin brother who has a chemical imbalance, so we never really could take him too serious. Like, 'cause the nigga, you never know which end he would be on. So, so for me, it was always the women that were basically instilling a lot of these principles. So when it came down to that, the first time one of those situations happened, they were like, listen, as long as, if it gets too crazy, oh shit, my fucking Siri listening to me on my iPad. That's crazy.
Motherfuckers always listening.
Yeah, that shit was dangerous. So they would always tell us, like, don't get involved, because 9 times out of 10, she gonna go back to him. And when she go back to him, you're gonna be looking crazy. And we would intervene when we were younger, that, yo, you know, like, but then when it go, it's like, all right. So not like it hasn't gotten to the point where somebody, lost their life behind it, but it was one of those things that, and I know some women that like they will swing on men, like that are about that life, and I think it's crazy. And I also have a friend who was raised by his mom, and this nigga did 4 years in fucking prison behind fucking beating up some chick. But the chick he beat up wasn't like she wasn't some like little, like, this is some big brolic Vermont bitch. You know? So like, it was wrong what he did. Nah, I tell you.
Hey, that word brolic, the East Coast niggas, bro. When they bring up brolic, I think of the most bulked up bodybuilder motherfucker ever.
Brolic, I think about Broly. You remember what
right?
I think about Broly.
You gotta think about Broly.
Yeah.
Brolic.
Hey, okay, I see what you did there. Okay.
So and like, my mom went through it, but that was something I saw like as a kid, but it's always been one of those things you don't intervene, and especially if it's somebody you don't know. Because I know somebody who lost their life intervening between a domestic couple. Because I knew somebody that was like, yo, nah, they don't play that. Same type of time that you was on, Nick. They didn't play that, and they saw a couple outside getting into some shit, and they intervened, and they ultimately lost their life, and because the couple actually turned on him. So like
exactly,
and that happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
And see,
Yep.
that was the stance that I was coming from, but it was really Zach was the one who actually had the stance of I'm gonna do something to you every time, and then I think he piggybacked.
And he did.
Yeah.
And so
the stance I was coming from, because I remember. So this is the stance that you had said earlier.
Go ahead.
You said you hate dumb situations, right?
I hate dumb shit.
You said I hate
dumb
somebody,
niggas, dumb shit,
bro,
dumb people.
Yeah, and I don't know if you said this on the pod. This is probably a personal conversation between you and me.
Why you snitching?
This relates though, because you said you knew a guy. No. You said you like dumb. You said you didn't like people dying in dumb ways. That was what you had said.
Right.
And you told me that you knew a guy who had nothing to do with an issue.
Right. Yeah, the story about my homie.
And then he ended up losing his life, but then dude went on to keep doing his stuff, and the other people went on to keep doing their stuff. And that's what I was saying with that. I'm like, the burden of responsibility is not on you when it comes to you intervening with a situation like that, especially if somebody is making the conscientious decision to keep putting themselves back in that situation. Because like he said just now, you hear how somebody got involved in that and then they lost their life. And I would hate for a situation between two people that's boiling up between them, and this is the way they handle situations, this is the way they resolve their conflicts, even though it's not conflict resolution.
Okay.
I would hate for you to have to suffer behind that.
Okay, so I'll say this. So I understand. So now that we're having dialogue about it, now that we've moved past that conversation, and I can look back at it, I've listened to it, and I hear both of y'all opinions.
Yeah,
I get y'all point of view. Because your point of view or fat point of view might be like, oh, I'm kind of siding with Zach in this situation. Like, I'll do X, Y, and Z. No, the fuck I won't. No. Like, what Zach is willing to do in X, Y, Z situation, what he explained he'll do, I'll be very open and candid with you. In that conversation, I was speaking as a victim. I wasn't speaking as the nigga seeing some shit via third person and saying, I'm going to do woo. No, nigga, I'm speaking as a victim.
Gotcha.
I'm speaking as it happened to me.
Okay.
It happened to my OG. You know what I'm saying? And that's just me being very,
up, right.
And I'm just going to cut it there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'll give you a situation. Nigga, imagine being put out the crib a couple days before Christmas and standing outside in your pajamas while your mother holds you on your front stoop and everything iced over because it's December 22nd, 23rd, and it's like 19 degrees outside, and it's been snowing for the past 3 months.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
And so I'm not going to tell you
Nigga,
what.
I don't care if it was 80 degrees outside, being outside
absolutely.
your house
absolutely.
the day before fucking 2 or 3 days before Christmas is...
Look.
I don't care.
Look,
like,
I'm gonna fuck you up even more.
I'm about to tear up over here. Like, this shit just sounds fucked up, man.
No, I'm gonna fuck you up even more.
I'm really...
No, I'll fuck you up even more.
I ain't ready for this.
I'll fuck you up even more. So understand I'm a child when this happens. And while my mother holds me, I say, hey, Ma, let's go next door. We don't have to stand outside. We don't have to do this. We can go next door. They'll let us in. And then your mother looking at you and saying, nah, we ain't finna do that. And then now later on in life, you understand your mother tells you that she's not going to do that because she doesn't want to look a particular type of way. She doesn't want her husband to look a particular type of way. She doesn't want her situation to look a particular type of way because she doesn't want this to escalate into what it could become. And then understand she's doing that behind not over the notion of protecting you, protecting herself, and protecting this man that she's in love with. And that being the driving motivation behind what she's doing. So that's why we had the interaction we had, brother. And that's why I had the stance I had, because it wasn't me. Zach was speaking from a third party view. I'm speaking to you as a victim.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking to you as this happened to me. Nigga, I went to therapy behind this shit.
Right.
As a child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
so I want to ask you on some real life as a personal question.
Go ahead.
So did I trigger you?
You triggered me. It's not that you triggered me.
Okay.
If you ever really trigger me, you'll know.
Right.
That didn't trigger me. I guess I just didn't do a great job that day of explaining that I'm not speaking from the stance of Zach. So I understand your position.
Because we did. Well, you know what? And to be fair, that day I didn't know.
And it's cool that you didn't know. Yeah. What I'm telling you is I can't be upset with you for having the stance you had or having the position you had because you didn't understand where I was coming from.
Right.
You misinterpret my conversation or my dissertation about said subject because you thought I was piggybacking off of Zach. The shit Zach was talking about, look, I love Zach and I know how Zach gonna move. So that's why that's my nigga.
Right.
But in that particular, no.
Okay,
I ain't doing that. I'm not coming outside unless I absolutely have to.
Right.
Because going back to said situation, this woman might be willing to go through that with this man because she knows the flaws and trials and tribulations that the man been through. So she's willing to deal with it.
Yeah.
But if you third party looking at a female member of your family or someone that you love that's a woman or someone of opposite sex or anybody, it don't matter. You see them being treated a particular type of way, you want to go turn up on whoever doing them wrong.
Right.
But we lead into a triangle. Like you ever seen a recycled triangle?
Yeah.
Look, Fat, you hear me? You hear me? The recycled triangle,
I hear you.
if you look at the arrows, they all point in a particular motion. So look at the dots as people. This person sees it this way for this person sees it this way for this person, and this person's gonna see it this way for this person. None of them understand each other.
Yup. That's a fact.
So
this is true. I like that. I like that analogy.
So what I'm saying is sometimes you just got to be able to just take a step back and just, man, it's gonna kill you to have hands off. It's gonna hurt you to have hands off.
Right.
I'm telling you this in all confidence, in all sincerity. That's a selfish fucking feeling because that shit ain't got nothing to do with you. You just being selfish right now because your feelings hurt. So you want to act out. You want to feel a particular type of way. That shit ain't got nothing to do with you though. My own father told me about my own sister. Hey, look, your sister is a woman. She gonna go through some shit. Some niggas might treat her a particular type of way. She might put up with X, Y, and Z. Unless this nigga comes to you telling you, hey, X, Y, and Z, leave that shit alone. It ain't got nothing to do with you.
Yeah, because you can't fight. You can't fight every fucking boyfriend you got, and you can't. And also, you can't fight every battle for her. Unfortunately,
fuck the bullshit. I'm glad you said that, nigga. You can't fight every battle for yourself,
man.
Let alone the next motherfucker who is out here experiencing.
Don't y'all got the organs? Can you play the organs?
Yeah. Man, you said something.
You know what? You can do that. And see, I'm an objective nigga. See, Fat tried to go at me once and said, hey, nigga, you ain't got no backbone, you don't stand with shit. Hey, I'm just a very objective nigga.
Damn, I said that?
Yeah. Because you was like, you ain't got no side to stand on. And I'm like, hey, look, bro. Look, just understand at the end of the day, when it comes to me, I'm a very objective nigga.
Okay.
I love way harder than I understand. So if I love you, I love you. If I tell you I love you, I mean it.
Right.
And I'm going to do whatever in the capacity of our relationship requires me to go above and beyond for you. I love. But when it comes to the other side of that shit, hey, if you want to put up with some dumb shit, go ahead. What you're not going to do is that's not going to affect my money. Mm-hmm. It's damn sure not going to affect my time. Mm-hmm. And when I think about my time, I think about how my time is spent.
Right.
So I'm never ever going to put myself in a situation that might have my time spent in confinement and or not alive anymore and or just putting myself in a situation where, see, here go the thing niggas don't remember. You might go hurt that nigga who love that nigga.
Right.
So now you got to deal with that nigga.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, what I'll tell you about myself is a lot of people love me.
The butterfly effect.
Exactly.
Yup.
Butterfly effect. A lot of people love me. A lot of people fuck with me. Associates and friends.
Right.
Some of my associates are willing to go further than my friends. Bro, leave me the fuck alone.
Oh yeah.
Just leave me the fuck alone.
Listen. So
Word up.
to that point. So I want to say two things first. I do want to say that, Dan, I do feel bad about my my joke about your learning how to tie your shoe shit.
Oh man, it's cool. I tell the story as a joke though. Like it sounds traumatic.
I was like, this nigga was getting freaking knocked down the stairs for not knowing how to tie a shoe. That's fucked up.
Yeah,
It really is.
Like,
it was real in the
my
field.
imagination just see a little frail ass kid falling down the stairs trying to, like, kids don't know no better. Like,
Yeah,
I got a
man.
vivid imagination. That's fucked up.
I do too. But for me, I lived through it, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna make fun. Like, look,
Yeah.
look. But see, here goes
Laugh
the
at
fucked
your
up.
pain,
But see,
you
here
feel
goes the fucked up thing. My shorty don't know how to tie his shoes. I'm gonna probably cut it to him too.
Oh man.
Like, I'm not gonna beat him.
Right, but there's a so
But-
that was
Nigga,
was
tie your
the point
shoes!
that I was gonna make.
All this Velcro
Yeah, exactly.
shit. Nigga, tie them Jordans. Them Jordans was $110
Look, they-
for your little toddler ass.
they got slips
Yeah.
now. All right. Get
Man,
your,
no,
get your kids
you're not
slips.
getting no
Flip
slides,
flops.
no Gucci flip flops, none of that shit. You're gonna
Nah,
learn
don't
how
do
to
that.
tie some
Don't do
fucking
that.
shoes.
Don't you want to save yourself the anger?
Nah, cause see, my old dumbass, and I'll let you go fat. My old dumbass looking at you tying the shoe, right? I'm looking at you tying the shoe like, man, you don't even know how to tie a knot.
Yeah.
Fuck tying the shoe. Just knowing how to tie a knot is a critical thing in a survival skill to have in life.
Yeah.
What if I got my
It is.
ass beat behind the fact that this nigga thought the same way that I'm thinking about my hypothetical child? Then I can't even be mad at you.
Gotcha.
But you not articulating yourself like that as an adult to a child because the child not gonna understand. Bro, this shit
Right.
gets complex when we have conversations about
Facts.
or we have revisionist theories about
Facts.
said situations in certain time periods.
Facts.
It's a lot.
So
That's a lot. Go ahead, Fat.
right. So what I was gonna say is because I forget who I was just having this conversation with, but the reason that a lot of people lead with violence or they think that violence is a problem solver is because of how we were brought up. You got to remember, if your ancestors were slaves in America or slave in any freaking place, the slaves were abused. So the only way that they realized how to get shit done was through violence.
Man.
And it passed down. Like, that's why our parents felt like violence was the way to get, like, we all got ass whoopings.
Yeah.
I used to be a part of the ass whoopings to save your kids, because some ass whoopings will save some of these kids, because if some of them little school shooter motherfuckers got an ass whooping every now and then, they would think twice about trying to go do some of that shit.
Absolutely.
So-
This is
Absolutely.
true. This is true.
That's that.
But to see, even me,
but,
even me, I'll tell you. And I think, and we was just on the phone talking about this. I think we was literally on the phone. I told you this. Look, you know where my parents went wrong with me?
when they stop. When
When you stop beating my ass. Because I was tired of getting my ass beat, bro. I was tired, bro. I'm telling you, as a child, I was tired. So as a 37-year-old adult, I'm tired.
Yeah.
But I think
Like,
that's
if
why
you-
they did it, because they knew it. I think people do things because they know what got results for them as an individual.
Right.
Fuck the
Right.
third party shit.
Right.
So they know.
But there,
Go ahead, go
there's
ahead.
a healthy way there is a healthy way to conflict resolution.
Absolutely.
Because I do understand, like, sometimes, like, you got a little kid every now, like a kid, you're gonna have to discipline them with like a hand to the ass. Like, somebody, one or two ass whoopings throughout life probably will save your kid. But
Yeah.
a lot of it is letting the kid vocalize what is wrong. Too many times kids are taught to, and I'm telling you that as someone who was taught to, like, I had to suppress myself.
Yep.
Like, I talk too much. So coming up, like, you would ask certain questions that these adults back then they didn't want to answer.
Yep.
So it probably part of the anxiety, maybe probably part of the depression that I deal with is because of not being able to fully, and this is something I still struggle with as an adult, is being able to fully express myself without feeling like somebody is going to be really, really, really upset, which is probably why they say that the way that I talk to people may come off as snarky. Because I'm in my head, I'm thinking I'm trying to say the nicest thing to you without disrespecting you. But to some people, that sounds like you're talking at them.
Okay,
Man.
so
and you know the age old saying, what they say when we was kids, be seen, not heard.
right.
And so it's like, that's
That's fucked up.
Man, it is messed up because like what you said about you talking a lot, I had that same issue. They would always say, James, you talk so much, shut up. Like my mom's pops used to tell me stuff like that, right? And I'm over here asking questions, like legitimate questions. Even when I think back to it as a kid, I'm like, okay, no, these are questions that somebody needs an answer to. Like for real,
Yes.
So it's like, why would you just
Like,
say,
what
oh,
was
shut up, I
Jesus
want to hear
doing?
that.
Slavery.
Okay. So
Right.
so Fat, you've heard people say all the time, I'm a contrarian. I will give you the I don't think this is a contrarian point of view, but I'm going to give you something else to realize and understand in that point. My nigga, I was raised to always ask questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question. Nah, I don't believe that shit. There's some dumbass questions out here. But you know,
No, there's dumbass people.
no, there's
It
some
depends
no.
on
man.
There's some dumbass questions.
All right.
There are some dumb
Can
questions.
you give me one?
Okay.
Yeah.
We take a new driver, right? We take a new driver, never drove a car before. We showing them how to drive a car. We take them to the gas station.
Yeah.
We say we finna put some gas in the car.
All right.
All right. Now this kind of go back to a theory Jamal had.
Okay.
All right, about everything being sexual. When you get to the gas station, you need to put gas in the car, right? How the fuck do you think this is finna happen? I'm someone showing you, the motherfucker who don't know shit, hey, look, this is where the gas tank is. This where gas go in.
Right.
This is a fucking gas pump. I pulled a gas pump off the motherfucking handle. What it look like? A motherfucking dick. And what the goddamn motherfucking gas shit look like on the car? A motherfucking pussy.
I know where this is going.
So the fucking gas pump goes into the motherfucking gas cap, bitch.
Now, what if the person that you showing is a virgin?
Look,
Yeah.
they might be a virgin.
Or
They
what
might
if
be
they're from Jersey,
look,
they don't pump their own gas.
that too, right? Okay.
Hey, yeah, they got yeah.
Look, stop.
Full service
I know how to
stations
pump
exist.
gas.
Full
I know how to
service
pump gas.
stations
Look,
exist, brother.
Look, I'll do you one better.
Some niggas have drove the bus their whole life.
Cool. You niggas got cell phones.
I know how to pump gas, but like,
No, hold on.
the first time, my female cousin, the first time we went to Virginia for like Thanksgiving, and she stopped to get gas, and she had gas all down the side of her car,
Man.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And she was like, I don't know. Because what she did was she grabbed the pump and she grabbed it at the same time, like the handle.
Oh,
So
she grabbed the handle, so she didn't know. Okay.
Oh, man.
As soon
Okay.
as she pulled the shit up, it started
splattering.
like gas was coming out.
in my example, I'm saying someone standing next to you who knows what's going on. In that example, yes, absolutely.
But
that's fine.
You're
Hey, I
saying
just saw
that.
the
But I got
gas
another
attendant
example.
doing
Hold on.
shit.
I'm rebuttal king.
Wait.
Hold on.
You
No.
saying that everybody should just be able to
No,
connect the
I'm
dots. I'm telling you, everybody's
I'm
not.
rebuttal king.
right.
I'm rebuttal king.
Go
I'll
ahead.
do you another one.
All
I'll do
right,
you
go
better,
ahead.
right?
Go
right?
ahead, yeah.
And this go for kids. This go for everybody now in 2025.
Dumb
right?
question for kids. There's a dumb question for kids.
No, ain't no. Look, I bet a kid know how to plug up an iPad.
Okay. Which ones don't?
Yeah.
Some don't.
Look, you know you got to stick this into this to get this to happen. So what the fuck? Now,
So if a kid asks you that, if you say, hey, wait, how do I plug this up?
you plug it up like this, little nigga.
I did. That's a dumb question. You just answered it. You see how you just answered it? That's not a dumb question.
You should be inquisitive.
You see what I'm
You know what
I'm saying?
Hey, you niggas need to start
What
learning
is
how to
wrong
be
with
inquisitive. Okay.
You see how you just answered that though? That wasn't a dumb question. You showed him how to do
What is
it.
wrong with you?
We podding.
like I said, there's no such thing. The only dumb question comes from somebody who should know better.
Right.
Like that's how I look at it.
Okay.
But
okay.
because, like I said, if you don't know, like, how the hell are you supposed to There's some people who don't even know what side the gas tank is on their car.
Come on now.
And there's a little thing inside that points to. I'm telling you, everybody is not as alert. You know how I learned how to pump gas? I watched the gas attendant do it.
But see, I got you live in New Jersey though, nigga. I'm not gonna let you get that off. You live in New Jersey, so you not knowing how to pump gas is not too far fetched.
Well, but
as a man, you should know how to pump gas. That's my thing. Like,
no, as a human being, we not gonna gender that shit out. As a human being, you should know how to pump gas. Fuck that. These bitches need to know how to change tires, bro. Fuck the bullshit, bro. Especially if you got my shorty in the car, if you got my mama in the car, if you got your mama in the car, bitch, you need to know how to change the tire. This is a survival tactic. A bitch will tell me I need to know how to swim. I don't know how to swim. You put me in the water, bitch. I hope you save me.
I don't know how to swim neither.
You should know how to swim, though.
I
you
don't.
should.
So would it be a dumb question for me to
ask?
But
I could do it.
Would it be a dumb question for me to ask somebody to show me how to swim?
No,
I should know how to do it though.
No. But see, that's a learned. But swimming is something that you have to learn how to do. Like,
so it's changing the tire. The fuck?
No.
You need to know. You need to know the right point of the car to jack this bitch up.
Wait. Swimming and changing tires is not in the same category, Nick. It's not.
For me, it is.
It's not, Nick.
For me, it is.
Hey, you can survive your whole life without owning a car. You can literally go your whole life without owning a car.
What about if it's the apocalypse and you need to cipher?
You didn't know how to swim in the apocalypse, nigga.
That's why I need to learn how to swim. I know how to change a tire. I'm telling you as a nigga. Wait, hold on. See, that's the thing niggas need to understand. Hey, look, Ant call our look. We giving Ant the real treatment because he call our pod the crash out pod.
Yeah, no, thanks.
And he didn't think we was gonna crash out.
I like the crash out pod.
Look, he didn't think we weren't gonna crash out without the other two niggas here, but we gonna crash out.
Absolutely,
we gonna crash out. Look, what I'm telling you is, look, as a nigga who don't know how to swim, I'm not telling you, hey, fuck you. I don't give a fuck if I don't know how to swim. I'll just drown. No, nigga, I don't want to drown. I need to learn how to swim. 100. But there are people out there will tell you, especially women. See, we getting into the gender shit.
Okay.
That tell you, I don't need how to change tires because nigga gonna come change tires for me. Bitch, if it's the apocalypse and there's some Walking Dead shit and them motherfuckers on your ass, it might not be a river you need to swim across. It might be a vehicle that gets you out of a situation.
Nigga, unless you got a fucking Hummer, you're not driving through 100 zombies. Like, the car is not going to do you. But
I'm not trying to drive into the zombies.
You talking about
in my scenario, you driving away from the zombies.
You want to talk about an apocalypse? You want to talk about apocalypse, Zach? Nick, you want to talk about apocalypse?
This nigga called me Zach.
My bad. Look, let me tell you what's going to happen in an apocalypse.
Oh,
Nick,
shit.
all right?
Bible man.
You are no. This ain't got to do with the Bible. This is talking about America. America. All right? You thinking in an apocalypse, you still gonna be able to get gas?
Yeah, if
nigga, no, you're not. You know why? Ain't no truck drivers gonna be delivering that in the apocalypse.
But I know how to cipher gas from other cars, so that's a whole other conversation.
I'll say, well, look.
Do you know how to cipher gas?
No, I don't.
Well, you need to learn how to cipher gas.
Why do I need to learn?
Because you need to learn how to
in the apocalypse. I need to learn how to siphon gas, just in case some zombies break out.
All right.
I'll put it to you this way. I'll put it to you this way, and I don't, because I got to go in like 30.
Okay.
But I'll put it to you this way. Probably about 40 minutes. But I'll put it to you this way. I think that the reason that we're tribal people or we're communal people is because everybody needs to know how to do something different, right? Like in the zombie apocalypse, you do need to have a certain. You're not going to be by yourself, and if you are by yourself, you might survive depending on what you know, but you might not. Like the real currency that I say is, like you say, life skills. Like, there aren't too many people that know how to make. Do you know how to make a fire?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay. See, that's
I'm from
a life skill.
I mean, I went to military school and I had a father who went to Vietnam. So yeah.
All right. Do you know how to build? Do you know how to build shelter?
I don't.
I don't know the functional way how to do it, but I feel like I could, if I put my mind to it in said situation, I could figure it out.
Yeah.
So that's one of those life skills, and not for nothing, I'm gonna use your shit against you. That's something that little boys did. They made clubhouses. So you mean to tell me that you don't know how to put up 3 walls and a little roof?
Okay, but I do.
Yeah,
I mean,
but so that's what I'm saying. Like there's certain things that men are supposed to know how to do. Like
so they wanted equal opportunity. I'm here for equal opportunity. Okay, God damn it.
I don't subscribe to that. Listen, if you want equal opportunity, I'm not your cup of tequila. I'm sorry. Like, I believe in doing shit a certain type of way.
I'm pod. I'm pod.
Word to
See, we're moving this from like some real shit to some whole other shit. On some whole other shit, yes,
Right.
absolutely. There are certain things that men need to be able to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna be the nigga who gonna be like, oh nah, she woo. No, I need you to know how to do certain things too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Right.
no.
And
And
I'm with you on that too.
And I
Like,
think on what parallels, sometimes we look at it and be like, well, what she should know how to do doesn't parallel to what we know how to do. No, nigga. If I know how to do something and you know how to do something, that's a 50-50 venture.
Yeah, and you see,
Regardless of what it
and
is.
that's
yin
the-
and the yang.
That's
Exactly.
the
Exactly.
issue with nowadays. So we too busy trying to compare stuff. We're here to help each other. All right. So shorty, you knowing as much as you know and me knowing as much as I know, yeah, that's equal. You want to talk about equality? We doing that to help each other. That's equal. All right.
equal.
Right.
That's equality. So
And we can learn and grow together as we get older. Like,
word
'cause
to mother.
that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
All right.
Unless you want to be out here on some solo dolo shit, then that's peace too. But that solo dolo shit, at some point, you're going to end up being around communal people.
No,
Because,
we're here for
we as humans,
companionship.
Yep.
Whether you're around them or
even-
you run into them, you gonna
right.
deal with it.
And it doesn't have to be like that type of companionship to where it's though a relationship. Like humans need each other to survive.
Yep.
Like
True.
That's
that's just
100.
it. Like
That's 100.
it's just the way that our bodies and our minds and our everything is like designed that way.
Yeah, nobody's self-sufficient. Think about it. A human being wouldn't exist without two people coming together.
Absolutely.
That's
Hello.
that's a circle of life. So,
Hello.
All right, Fat. You say you say we got a hard fault. Pause. Because
I got a heart out.
pause.
I got a heart. Listen, it's Father's Day weekend. I go on vacation this week. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? So
hey.
like I'm moving and grooving, but I am excited to do this, and like I definitely will do this again at some other point. Like I said, even if I can't get out there, because I'm not getting on no planes this year. I told my wife that. I was like, we canceled
Nigga, road trip.
all
Get on the road.
yeah.
See America.
I like to
America.
road trip. I love to listen. I used to drive from Maine to New Orleans. I did that trip about
Oh, that's crazy.
3 times.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
how long was that? Like
That's
20
crazy.
That
hours?
shit's fun.
That's nuts.
Was that like
25
Yeah, I'm
hours.
gonna say
That's nuts.
I know
That's
that.
crazy.
'Cause
Over a day of
you got the
driving?
time change too when you
Oh,
go
yeah,
into like
it's ridiculous.
Alabama. The
Man.
time changes too. So
Yeah.
it was fun. Like I did it. One of the last times I did it though, we got stopped in West Virginia because we was 2 niggas in a car with locks and like the state trooper. Because the state trooper tried to tell us that we had a tail light out. And we know we didn't have a tail light out because we changed the tail light before we left New Orleans.
The oldest
like
trick
that
in
was
the book. The oldest
Right.
trick in the book.
And
The
so-
old tail light.
And so he separated us, right? You know they do the whole thing.
Oh,
And my
yeah.
brother was in the car asleep, right? He was asleep. And I was driving because I was the night shift. He was the day shift. But he pulls us from the car and he tried to see if our stories didn't match. And then when he didn't give me a ticket, I kind of I wanted to say something, but I realized where I was at, and I watched the Hills Have Eyes. And I was like, I'm not trying to be stuck in West Virginia at fucking 12:30 in the middle of the night.
All right.
But
We're close to getting this done with you. Since you have a hard out, pause. Give us your last or your final or your best topic, whatever you want to discuss with us real quick before you get up out of here.
no, so the reason that you told me that the reason that you had me on was because you would think that our viewpoints would
different from
contrast, I
each
guess.
other. Yeah. So
Right.
So Birth of a Nation for Fat was a eye-opening situation because it basically
what it did for me was, hold on, I'll tell my story.
My bad,
You-
my
you-
bad.
You ain't gonna do me no justice. So, as a kid coming up, right, I told you I asked a lot of questions. I questioned everything. my cousins, their mom, like super Christian, like was deep in. I'm not sure if she's still there into it, but she, they would go to church all the time, and she took me and my cousin with them to church one Sunday, and they had us in Sunday school, and this lady was talking about something, or like how God and Jesus is always there, and telling us that the world is nice, and if you live by this, you live by that. And my 7-8-year-old brain was like, where was God during slavery? And they put me out of church. They told me I couldn't come back. Like, they was like, don't bring him back, because and she was like, God was always there, and it's slavery. It was like, yeah, but if we're praying to him, like, why did it last for so long? And you're talking about like 7 or 8-year-old me. That's like you're talking hundreds of years. Like, does it take that long to answer prayers? And so I already had a construed viewpoint about just religion. Right now, I have relatives, like my godmother is Muslim, so I grew up greeting them like I'm Muslim, because they spoke it in the house, and like as a kid we would say it, and so like it's just a natural thing now. I know people that are like, I know all different types of religions. I just was never able to unite with anything. And then when I saw Birth of a Nation and how they basically use the Bible to keep the slaves in control, it just further infused me with, yo, this shit is all a fucking scam. Like, book is a joke and all. But I'm not one of those people that's like, I won't go and like disrespect somebody for what they believe in, because one thing I do know about life is, when I was sober those 3 years, yo, I see why people are fucking intoxicated and on something all the time, because with life sober, when you look at life sober, like, yeah, it's beautiful. Like, you can breathe, you can think, but people are miserable, and everybody needs something to hold on to, whether it's religion, alcohol, drugs, money, women, even work. Like, some people lean into their work because staying busy, like the idle mind, as my aunt used to say, the idle mind's a devil's playground. And I can attest to that, because when I'm not doing anything, when I'm not creating, I get very self-destructive. Like, I could like basically throw my whole life away, like everything I built up, just because I'm like self-destructive like that. And I realize I need to stay active. I need to stay creating. That's the reason I took the position at work, is because where my position before that, I got stagnant in. It was boring. Like, I didn't see any way out of it. So I just like it. But Nick, you can do the segue now. But that was basically it for me. Like, Birth of a Nation just further backed up my story, that like, especially like Christianity and how it has like black people in this chokehold. And I think, I don't think we need to use it for every situation. Like, I don't like when people be like, oh, just all of the cliche sayings that come with it, and how like, oh, if you were going to church, you would be living better. And it's like, nah, because we know what goes down in some of these churches too. Like, what was that Pastor Bishop Eddie Long, that nigga that was in Atlanta, right? Wasn't he fucking them boys? Yep. He was. But he would get on stage every Sunday on some old like
spitting.
So yeah. And this motherfucker, the collection plate was always full. And it's like, and I get it. It also, part of it is me just being jealous that I ain't come up with the hustle, because them niggas be getting paid, bro. They be getting paid, and they don't got to pay taxes on that shit.
Oh man.
No, the segue. There's no need for me to segue, brother.
All right, so
I know brother's got a rebuttal, and then we'll go ahead and let you get up out of here. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah, well, now, so like, in Birth of a Nation for me, when I seen that movie too, it was like the moment of enlightenment that he had when he realized that that's what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? Basically using him to keep them in check. You get what I'm saying? So when it comes to American Christianity, or I'll even say Western civilization Christianity, people have an understanding of what they believe God is because of the nonsense that they've peddled for so long. All right. This is why I also always say, people, if you're going to do a study of religions, you should do an Eastern study, because that's where you're going to get like the authenticity of it. When it comes down to the Bible, and they say, okay, you know, God and Jesus was always there, if you would actually look at certain scriptures, it was very specific that suffering was always going to be a thing. There was always going to be suffering. There was always going to be placement for suffering. That was actually the one thing that was truly promised. The true thing that was promised was hardships. Like it was saying that, okay, you're gonna go through tribulation, you're gonna go through trials, you're gonna go through this, you're gonna go through that. When it came to America and when they got their hands on it, what they did was this. Now, I'm gonna give an example to you, right? So say I'm reading a story to you, I'm reading a book to you, right? But I'm reading it out of context. I'm not telling you the story the way it's meant to be told. I'm putting a whole nother flip and a whole nother spin on it to have you believe a certain way. So that's literally what happened when it comes to the Bible. Literally what they did is called eisegesis. They would come up with a philosophy and they would throw their philosophy on it. What the slave masters did is what they said is, we know we can control these people by telling them of a higher being, a higher authority, and telling them that if they defy us, then they're defying this higher authority. They knew that they could use that to manipulate the masses. But if you was to actually look in the exegetical sense, and what an exegetical sense is, you're actually doing a real breakdown of how the story was meant to be told. If somebody was to actually read the Bible for the way it was supposed to be read, they will understand that that was never the case. It was never meant for us to obey slave masters, all the wickedness that they were doing, and if we disobeyed them, then we were going to be punished by God. They will also understand that these people were scamming them. They will also understand that these are wicked men using these things and twisting these ideologies for their benefits. And then even when you look into America, it is a business. Like you said, it is a business. It is a scheme, and it's called the American gospel, the prosperity gospel. What they tell people: health, wealth, financial freedom. If you give me this much money, you're going to get this much money from God. Amen. But then you will actually come to find out that the only thing that was promised us in this life was suffering, but still being able to hold on to the faith and believing in the midst of it. And that's when you actually look to our lives. That's actually how we live our lives day to day. If you just go through the hustle and bustle of life, but you make it to another day, You go through hardships, you get to a certain point. You are literally living the way that the Bible's even telling us, like, you're going to have hardships, you're going to have trials, but guess what? Stand firm because you made it through another day. This test, this trial didn't kill you. You are, whatever you go through, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. We are actually seeing these things being portrayed and played out in our lives. And see, I could break down when it comes to my belief in God. So my belief in God, I was in the church. I was deep in the church. I believed all of the nonsense they peddled when it came to the prosperity, health, wealth, and all of that stuff. And then I had to actually take a step back for me to get this viewpoint. And I had to go do studying and my own research, because my thing is, the reason I could say my belief is so solid in God is the fact that nothing truly makes sense. Nothing. We can see everything. We can break down everything, but we can't explain why it works that way. I can't explain why things do the way that they do. I can't explain why things are here the way that they are. But one thing I do know that's certain throughout life, in everything that I see, is that creation takes place. And in order for creation to take place, you got to have a creator. And it's like, everything I see, nothing is just here. Nothing just poofed out of thin air. Nothing. Everything takes a process. So that's why it was just so easy for me to just be like, man, you know what? If I'm over here looking at this microphone stand right here, I know that somebody had to draw out a plan, then they had to assemble it. They had to get the material, they had to develop it and make it. The same way when it comes to us as human beings, like how intricate we are as details when you see us living, walking, talking, speaking. You don't ever have to see somebody's parents to know that somebody's parents at some point came together to create them.
Hey,
and so
free time.
Hey, no, for real.
Free time.
But that's what
you're right about that. I'll give you that, because I believe the same thing too. Like, there's everything here is here for a reason. And it's not so much that I don't believe in God or a higher being. It's just that I have a hard time being told that if I follow these rules that come out of this book, then at the end of it, I'm going to be living great. And it's like, well, I could be living great right now, but what, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I get that whole point of there is going to be, what was the word? Not struggle, but
Hardship.
Hardships, trials, yeah.
hardships. Yes. And like, that's the whole thing about life. That's why I say that one thing I did notice is everybody holds on to something that's going to get them from this day to the next day. And so I resonate with all of that. Like, it's just, I have a hard time being like, but I was the same dude that I couldn't be a part of a gang. I couldn't be a frat because I just didn't believe in having to conform to a certain way of life. I mean, not for nothing. It's the same thing as going to work and like you got to follow these policies in order to get paid. It's like that's the only scam they got me freaking wrapped up in because I need to live. If I need to do that, if
Some
I
motherfucking money.
Yo, if I was okay with being homeless and living on the street and not giving a fuck, like, because I think homeless people got it figured out. Like, not all of them are homeless because they lost them. They're homeless because they don't want to freaking conform to what society tells them they have to do in order to be fulfilled in life.
Man.
So
Man.
that's one point of it.
I've
And
always had a
it-
certain jealousy of them myself. I ain't gonna lie. I'm
Oh,
like,
shit.
don't they look, I ain't gonna lie. Like, even though it look crazy to us, but don't it like seem like freedom sometimes? Just think
No,
about,
nigga.
no.
It is.
What I mean by no. So
Freedom
follow me.
of time.
Okay. Look, he feeling me. So follow me though. Like, exactly, Nick. You just said it. Freedom of time.
Yeah, freedom
What's
of
the
time.
only currency in this life
Okay,
that we can't
okay,
get back?
okay.
No,
Look,
wait.
Look, it's
Hold on.
time, but the
Walk with me.
the rebuttal.
Walk with me.
But look. The rebuttal to that is, look, you can have freedom of time, but what is the quality of the freedom? Because if the quality ain't what you want it to be, then my nigga, I need some fucking
What
money.
if that's the quality that they want it to be?
But here's
Nah,
the
well then
thing,
they don't
too.
want shit. What the
But here's
fuck?
the thing,
They got
too.
it figured out.
Yo, look at it. Yeah, they do. Look at this though.
Okay.
It's not like they eat every day. They get whatever drug or alcohol it is they want every day. And a study was shown that in major cities, especially like these huge markets, a homeless person that panhandles every day.
Yeah, it makes about 100
And-
grand a year. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. No,
Dude,
that's not how I want to get my 100 grand.
Hey,
Listen, me
well, look,
either.
you're stuck.
You want it? I can't grift for the 100 grand.
Well, look. You are chained to employment, brother. They are free.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Exactly. That's the real freedom right there.
That's real.
So
Y'all feel it.
I'd rather be in control of my clock than be a slave to it. Hey,
Hey. I can't bombs that shit. I can't
Listen,
do that.
I like hot showers and I like fresh clothes. So
Fact.
Talk about it.
me too. I like being
Talk
clean.
about it. Fat.
yeah. So I gotta stay with the being chained to the goddamn employment.
Fat. Before I let you go,
too.
bro,
Unfortunately.
I gotta say something to you.
Yes.
So I listened to the last pod, bro, and it hurt my heart to hear you say that you're gonna stop your solo show or you're potentially thinking about it. Look, look.
I
Hold on, let
thought
me
about
finish.
it.
No,
I'm not gonna
nigga, don't cut me off. Let me
sorry,
finish.
It hurt my
sorry.
feelings too,
My
man.
bad. My
Hurt
bad.
my feelings
Nigga,
too.
as a nigga who listens to the show,
Man.
who enjoys the show, I enjoy disagreeing with you. I enjoy it because, like I said, you
Okay.
are a free thinker, my nigga. Don't stop the show, bro. Maybe go bi-weekly. You know what I'm saying? If you got to slow it down, and maybe instead of doing a little 1 hour and a half, you give us a little 2 hours because you got, more to pack in. I understand the other shit's kicking off and it's fun, bro. But, bro, I appreciate the solo show,
Facts,
bro.
man.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate
listen,
the
I
rant.
do
Thank
too.
y'all.
I do too.
Thank
man.
y'all.
do.
Thank y'all for real. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. Like, and I enjoy listening to y'all especially when y'all start crashing out. But I'm not going to do it. The thing was, so when I was recording it, I was like, I went into it with this mindset of like, I'm just going to record this pod. Like, I'm not going to try too hard. I'm not going to overthink because I overthink a lot of shit. And that was one of the things that I said. And in the moment when I said it, right, as it left, and then I looked back and I listened to the pod, I was like, no, I actually like this shit. I was like, no,
There we go.
this shit
Yeah.
is fun. And like,
100.
when I listened back to it, I was like, oh no, I got to keep going. I was like,
Uh-huh.
because there's something here. Like I haven't
Exactly.
fully crafted it. And I think what it is I'm starting to spread myself a little thin. Pause.
Okay. Whoa, whoa.
Crazy. That was
But no, like for real, like but I just gotta be the problem with me is I gotta get better with time managing.
Okay.
I'm such a night owl. Like I love to hang out at night.
Okay.
And right now me and my wife are in this small apartment, and once I get a bigger space and I have like my designated studio, then it will flow effortlessly. So but while I'm here and in this moment, this is just a level of transparency for those out there that actually care. While I'm here though, I'm still going to try to do it as much as possible. And I'm not going to go crazy with, because that was another thing I was doing too, going crazy with the pre-production, trying to make sure I got certain clips and I'm like, listen, if
Yeah.
I got a clip, I got a clip. If I don't, it don't matter. Like just get up here, have your takes, and keep it pushing. Like everything else is going to fall in place. But
yeah, jinx,
Yeah.
jinxies. Ah. It would, jinxies.
Nah, but yo, that's dope, yo. I that people actually tell me that, because it reinforces, because yo, not for nothing, doing the one man pod, it is tiring.
I want to
Because
do it
sometimes
so
you do
bad.
wanna-
I want to do it
Now,
though.
hey, it just to speak to you. So, Reed was even like, "Hey, man, bro, I think you should do it because you be having a lot of stuff you want to tell people." He actually gave me the idea.
Yeah, brother's
And so-
about to do his own.
Yeah,
one
so
man
I'm
pod.
actually
Yeah.
about to do a solo pod, and
Cool.
I started listening to you. I actually started listening to you to figure out how to do
Oh,
this.
appreciate that.
So that's why I was like I'm literally
Appreciate
like
that.
you're the blueprint. That's why I'm like I'm listening to you to figure out how to. And then he asked me, he was like, "Do you listen to this song?" I'm like, "Yes, I do. Like I do listen to it so you can figure out how to
Nice.
do this." So that's why I'm like, when you said it, I was
Appreciate
like,
that.
"Dang," you know. So yeah, man. Like, what?
Nah, I appreciate that. Listen, yo, that on the strength of y'all, like I'm not gonna stop. Like this is reinforcing the fact that I need to be in this space. Like this is still a space that I belong in. And I left out an important part when I was speaking about how I got into podcasting. And I think some of y'all that are out there that are starting a podcast, y'all need to go look up the book Podcasting for Dummies. Y'all remember those books, such and such for
Yeah,
Dummies?
okay. I need to look that up myself.
I had that book. I bought that book because I really wanted to know the best way to pod. And I lost it in the storage unit when I lost the storage unit. But that book, there's a lot of good insightful things that can help you. Like, because most people think you have to have this big lavish layout. And you know, you follow the big podcasters that are doing this on YouTube, you would think that that's what you need. But honestly, I started with a Tascam handheld recorder and just sitting in my office in Maine. And this is the sad part, was that summer I was like, I had a freaking looking back, I was addicted to fucking Adderall. I was
shit.
on Adderall a lot.
He was an Addy boy.
Yeah. But when you potting on Adderall, nigga, you just
Yeah, I
Nigga
believe it.
talking, I bet.
I believe
I
it.
bet.
Yeah. And so that only infueled me to just keep going and going and going. But I had this little handheld recorder, and I still got it to this day. I and you know I'll use it every now and then. Actually, I keep it in my car because I use that for a daily journal. So like, but I still use it to this day because that's part of the culture.
Strong.
Absolutely.
Fat. Tell the people where they
Yeah.
can find you, man.
Hey, listen, y'all can follow me at Fat Liver Jones on Instagram, TikTok. I am not giving out my Twitter on here because I have a real job and I do not need y'all finding me online and trying to report me because I say something you don't like. Like that's why. But I do have the Fat Liver Jones Instagram and I got the Fat Liver Jones TikTok. I've started doing this thing with where I take the pod and I break it down into these AI stories, and AI basically
Oh, that's
creates
fire.
this,
That's fire. I
video.
need that. I need that. I need
yeah.
that.
I want
I
to
need
see
that.
it.
Pause.
Yeah.
Pause. I need that.
So if y'all go over to Fat Liver Jones on Instagram right now, you'll see one of it. The one that I just released today. It basically is AI basically giving you a synopsis of what that episode is about.
Oh,
and I
my
thought it was
God.
it was so freakishly on point that I was like, I gotta put this out. And I never really go for the AI infused stuff, but like I'll let it break it up into segments because it could figure out like, oh, this is a whole segment that you're doing. Yeah,
I need you to send that to me so I can get that to brother. I need you.
I'll share the program with you. Listen, I'm all about like sharing information. I'm not one of those. I'm not a gatekeeper when it comes to this content shit because I feel like no matter what, if your shit's good, it's gonna pop. Like, and if people are listening to you, they're gonna listen to you. There, years ago when I first got on online, like on Twitter and shit, and I was trying to get a website. Right, a dude told me for every idea you have, there's a million people out there with the same idea. So you take that mindset into anything that you do, and you will find your audience. You will find your tribe. Like it's really, I mean, you just gotta do the work, and then
be consistent, be diligent. Yeah,
100.
Do it with some passion too.
100.
And so another thing that I learned, and well, this is a podcast that I found during my mental health thing. My cousin, she put me up on this. It's called the Quote of the Day Show. And this dude, he picks shit, I got to give him his name now because now I feel bad about because I listen to it daily. I'm drawing a blank on it boy's name, the Quote of the Day Show. Sean Croxton is his name. But what he does is he picks motivational speeches from just different people. Like you might hear Steve Harvey one day. He'll have Zig Ziglar. Like he just has so many different people that have these speeches. And one of them was this guy. He was saying that he was like, I forget what degree it was that he had, but he's like, what's the difference? Let's say he had a doctor. He had a PhD, right? He said, what's the difference between me and you? Ooh. And somebody was like, well, you got a degree. He was like, take the degree off the table. He was like, what's the difference? He was like, I don't know. He's like, the time that I invested into it. Ooh. He was like, if you was willing to spend X amount of hours doing the same things that I did, you would have a PhD next to your name too. It's like, there's nothing special about me. It's like, as long as you keep showing up, you'll get to the goal. You'll get to the goal as long as you keep showing up. But the other part that I don't think of people, a lot of people know, and like I tried to explain this to your brother months ago, is you do have to adapt.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, you do. Like you do have to adapt. And
you have to adapt something. You need to be able to pull something from the new and put it into whatever it is you have going on.
Not even that. Not even that. You have to. So 2015, like the podcast of 2014, 2015, and even some of 2016, that era before it got crazy, niggas used to say some wild shit on these microphones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Motherfuckers used to get online and say the most outrageous thing ever, and nobody ever took it too seriously because everybody knew it was jokes. Mm-hmm. Once it started to get popular and commercialized, now people have to watch what they say. Mm-hmm. And to that point, it's like I tried to tell Maul, like there's certain things, like I get it. You want that shock value, yes, but there's a way to do it. And if you mature with your pod and you mature with the way that you get witty with words, you can still get your shit off, but you just got to say it differently. And I tried to explain. The nigga called me the damn podcast police one day on one of their episodes. I was like, you know what? I'm done trying to. Well, some people you can't help, man.
You know what? To speak in defense of my brother, look, and brother James, this is something I've been telling you because this is about the clips.
Okay.
Look, go look at Jamal TikTok. Mm-hmm. I can't really say nothing to the nigga about what he do or how he podcasts because
right.
For the same way you're telling me that he needs to clean it up, I'm telling you there's a large.
No, I'm not saying clean it up. But no, not even that. It's just
presented a particular type of way. Look, hold on. Let me finish my dissertation.
TikTok is. Oh my God! All right, go ahead. Nah, because I got something for this TikTok shit, yo.
They're regardless or not, however we feel about it, about presenting things a particular type of way. The way he presents things or the way he comes across or just how that pod goes, there's a large segment of people who want it exactly like that. There's an audience. No,
I'm
there.
With you on that.
There's a cult following to that. And
yes,
that's what you want. You want the cult following. You want that because this is what's always going to keep us alive right here. This is what we always gonna do it for. And if it pops outside of that, so be it. But for right now or forever, I'm cool with this right here, and I can respect that.
All right.
But go ahead.
To that point, because I'm with you on that. You do want to build your audience, but let me put it to you this way: we don't own none of these platforms that our shit is on.
Very
right?
true.
I have a TikTok. And I'm on my second strike. Like these motherfuckers, I couldn't. There's certain words that you can't say. There's certain images. There's certain things that you can't do.
Bro,
and what I'm saying
I
is,
feel you, but this nigga clearly he ain't violated the shit because I watched it. Bro, the nigga started his TikTok.
No, not yet.
Not too long ago, the nigga already up to 1,000. I'm like, shit, the nigga going crazy over there. Wow. And I know what the fuck.
No. Listen, that's cool, but all it takes is one video. And if you do something wrong, it's like people have lost whole YouTube channels behind like certain things.
Trust me,
like,
we know. We had our running very early.
Yeah, that was
and so
crazy.
That's all I'm saying. And he also made a comment a while ago, like when they came across the 10 years, and I still listen to the pod religiously, so I'm not shitting on them all. And this is all conversations that we've had together too. He'll say at the same time like, yo, I haven't made a dime from this. And my take is because you sometimes you can scare away potential
investors, people.
advertisers.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because you never know who's listening, but you also never know who you offend. And you want to get your shit off, you want to say what you want to say. Listen, if you want to do it independent and like backpack your way through the podcast, that I'm cool with that too. All I'm saying is like we all have to, especially if you're using these different platforms, because they can shut us down at any given time. And what are you going to do? Right. If you don't have, you can have the cold audience, but if you don't centralize them into a place of your own, like you have your own app, whatever it is, you're basically at the mercy of these apps. Because like I said, all I did was upload that video of Jerry Jones with him and Jamie Foxx, and he was calling out to play his meat size. Yo, they took my shit down and gave me a strike.
Wow.
That was my first strike. No warning, no nothing. And I'm thinking, yo, this is the internet. Like, all he did was say it. Right. And then I went under a comment and I said, what was it? Oh, we put out one of the clips from Rosewood, and one of the takes was the nigga, he said, nigga convict on the loose. And I just was like, yo, nigga convict is crazy. Strike. And I said it with the A. And I was like, yo. So I'm on my second strike. And one of them is just from leaving a comment. And one is from like upload, these platforms, they're just getting stricter. And like, you got to be careful. Like we did American History X. And there's like, I got to edit out the goddamn swastika. Oh, because if it's too much of the swastika, they will drop the video.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's like, it's one of those things. And like, also, right. But not for nothing. I respect that. Like, because there is certain shit that you shouldn't be allowed to show. Like if you think that this is and I don't want to offend nobody. Mm-hmm. So I'm not out here trying to offend. I'd rather get my takes off with my wit than offend, because I feel like you get more flies with sugar than shit, or however that saying goes. I always fuck that saying up.
Well, honey than sugar.
But
no, you get more flies with honey than vinegar.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
I'm thinking
bees. So,
okay, I'm sorry.
But the point being though is like we're in this, right, and we do have to adapt, and like that's why I say I'm never too big or too advanced to not share information. And what I see going is at some point niggas they're going to censor a lot of shit, and you're not going to be able to get your shit off unless you're witty enough to be able to say it. Now I know he old school, like
nigga,
raunchy black man, but it's like
nigga.
Old nigga, he a ON, and I respect that. But he's also but he's also not playing in the field. That this field is not ran by old heads anymore. Right. The big tech, the techie people are all these motherfucking gentrified liberal motherfuckers who want to live in a world where everything looks good, but it's only good for them.
Ooh.
And I'll leave y'all on that
note. Ooh.
Fact.
But yo, I appreciate it, yo.
I appreciate you, my nigga.
Yeah, man.
This was great.
Yo, Brother James, it's been a pleasure. Yo, Nick, you could give him my my contact information if you ever need to reach out. Like I'll make myself available for you.
The joint that we called you on, that's him. So lock him in.
Okay, got you.
Okay,
All right,
all right, cool,
lock him in. There goes your introduction right there. Fat, we appreciate you,
all right,
bro.
Yeah, bet. Peace, yo. Hey, listen, yo. As always, yo, keep doing what y'all doing, man. Like I fucks with it. Like I said, you and Nick, you know how I feel about you, like on some old like that creative side, brother. Just keep doing your thing, and thank y'all for having me on.
Appreciate
it. If you, brother James, I don't know if you have any kids or not, but happy Father's Day to everybody that's out there.
Appreciate it.
Hey,
man.
shout out to them niggas. We ain't got no little niggas around here.
I got God kids.
But happy Father's Day to you.
Happy Father's Day to you, though, man. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. But I'm sure y'all son some niggas out there. You know what I'm saying?
All right, bro.
Y'all keep doing y'all thing. Yo, Nick, I'll send. I don't know how. I'll send this over, but it'll probably be. When do you want it? Tonight?
Pause.
Oh, shit.
Yo, hit the prompt. Hit the prompt.
Yo, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
My bad, yo. My bad.
Yo.
I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yo, send me over the audio and the visual via email. I will text you the email after we get off the phone, my nigga.
All right, bet.
Love, bro.
Thank you.
All right, man. Peace.
Love, peace.
All right. Oh, shit.
You
All
know how to
right.
hang up a droid, brother.
Yeah, I don't fuck with the androids. All right, yo.
Yeah.
Excellent pod. We're about to do some pod after. We're not done. But you got some shit. Pause. So we gonna do that on pod after the pod.
Yeah, ours was more personal anyway. I ain't gonna lie like
yeah. Brothers about to try and do some whole other shit. Tell the people where they can find you.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Find me on Instagram, Brother James 14. Find me on YouTube, Brother James Relatable Podcast, soon coming. Also, find me on X, Brother James _14. It was so great being with you this week. I missed you. Did you miss me?
Yo, I'm Reed at the
Peace.
Cloudiest. Meech, Zach. I'll see Meech tomorrow. Zach, he'll be back whenever he get back.
You know,
it is what it is. We out of here.
we out. Peace.